Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us again at All Systems Go. We're super excited to start episode 3 of Blades in the Dark, Foxfire. My name's Sean. I'm the GM for this game and really enjoying it so far. So excited to keep going. And my 3 lovely players are Logan, Sarah, and Abby, who have all been on previous streams. So we're glad to keep popping them out in new episodes with new content.
Keep popping them out.
That was terrible. I'm so sorry. The words failed me. But let's see. We finished off last session 2 weeks ago with we just finished a mission robbing the foghounds and kind of breaking up their last shipment. Y'all are currently working for the Sirens, a rival gang of the Foghounds, and have aligned yourself with them tentatively for the time being, it seems. The last mission went pretty well, so I think y'all had a little bit of downtime to kind of just chill a couple days, maybe.
Clear all of our 9 heat.
That was impressive that you cleared all 9 heat thanks to Echo's smooth talking. And speaking of that, actually, Echo also overindulged and lost her vice purveyor, and so I did want to talk about that on stream a little bit, because I realized maybe we should have played it out a little bit. So I'm curious if you have any idea, like, why do you think Echo would lose her purveyor? What could have happened? What overindulgence?
Like, what scene happened?
Yeah, well, I'm wondering, like, it's a gambling, it's supposed to be a gambling vice, if I remember correctly.
It's like
so
the
was it
fight
like
rings.
you were hedging the bets too much? Like you were, doing something shady to kind of like get numbers
Counting
on your
cards
side?
or what? I guess it's fighting gambling.
It's fighting,
right?
so yeah, were you somehow like gosh, no, I can't.
Maybe he caught me like throwing off the other guy's game. Like I would be like distracting.
You like don a disguise of the guy you want to lose.
Yeah, I feel like I was just, I don't know, I feel like heckling's not strong enough, but I was kind of trying to throw the chances of the game.
Yeah, you were
my
going
way.
too far, maybe.
Yeah, or like in areas I was not supposed to be, just kind of like sneaking around.
Trying to scope stuff out you weren't supposed to be scoping out.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, what was his name?
Sergeant Velk.
Velk throws you out. And I think we need to decide now, kind of going forward, also for other people in case this happens to them, like what we want to do as far as finding a new purveyor and how that works. So I saw a couple different things online. So one option is we could do like a long-term goal project to find a new one that kind of suits you, which is okay. I mean, it makes it very hard for you to get any stress off for a while.
Yeah.
Another is
to
potentially do a heist of some kind to sort of open up a new purveyor, or maybe elevate one enough that you can actually use them and be in their good graces. And then thirdly, we could just say, I mean, it's not that hard. Gambling's common addiction, so it's not that hard to find gambling anywhere. So I think, if you don't want to like really dig into it, we can just gloss over it for the most part.
Maybe for like the first time you overindulge. I mean, because you have a few different choices when you overindulge, and
there is another gambling one listed already.
I would say maybe for the first time it might be easier to bounce back, but, like, if you consistently overindulge and, like, are choosing that, then you would have to start working for it.
Also, I think if I lose my connection to He Who Walks in Darkness, that's not gonna be like, oh, just walk across the street.
Yeah, that's a little different.
That'll be
so it
different,
could be different
but,
per
yeah.
person too, but just I wanted to throw out kind of those ideas. I mean, yeah, I think the gambling one, it's not too hard to find another. And maybe when that comes up, we can talk about how you go to a new place and sort of get involved there. But yeah, for like He Who Walks in Darkness, and then if the opera specifically is Duchess's Vice, like you can't, there's only one in the city.
Yeah.
Besides maybe some like smaller theater stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I ever lose it, it'll be a more significant, like a mini score to try and get back in.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that works. Cool. So I just wanted to talk that out so we were all on the same page in case it does happen to other people. Oh, and then real quick, I want to know where everyone like sleeps at night. We talked about Duchess a little bit and how she doesn't have a place, so she's currently at the Motel 6 of Doskvol, kind of racking up her tab. But for Echo and Sylph, where do you stay? Especially because Echo, your tavern owner friend who used to be who you were a tenant for, is now working for the Bluecoats. So
Thanks for reminding me.
so you can't go back to the tavern. Maybe you do go back and then you realize,
I sleep in my gondola.
Oh, that's depressing.
Gondola. Temporarily
until searching out new quarters.
Yeah, I mean, you do have some money now. Y'all have completed 2 scores, so
that is true. I also feel like Echo is not past sleeping with someone just to like be inside if she wants to.
There you go. That's always a classic option. Can't go wrong with that.
So I feel like we're bouncing between the gondola and one night stands.
Okay. And manipulating people.
For
beds.
For beds. They're, it is what it is.
True. And for Sylph?
I think and you can tell me if this is too much, but I think Rosalind and I are good enough friends that she has resources and money that like she's like, you can't stay with me because that would be promiscuous.
Obscene.
But
it might be a little obscene.
I'll like get you a room in this like moderate hotel or inn, and you can stay there and then just
Is it the Motel 6?
It's nicer than the Motel 6.
Yeah, I think Rosalind can afford that.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. So she kind of helps house you in the meantime. Wow, so you're kind of just, all of you are a little bit like leeches.
At the moment.
None of us are leeches, Sean. We
With
are
no guarantee of payoff.
slide, and whatever Abby is.
Whatever Abby is.
Leech, no.
I always want to say
lurk.
whisper.
Lurk.
You're not. You're just like
I'm not yet.
Whisper.
She's a whisper one.
She's an aspiring whisper.
Okay. So we all have these okay, so now we know kind of your setup. It's a little desperate, actually.
I feel like at the moment, because I just got kicked out of I just lost my Scotland brethren. I think this is a temporary arrangement, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
you could go stay with that blue coat that you already got with once.
That's true. The one that I got drunk. And
that you got drunk. You didn't really get with.
Yeah. You mean
in his dreams?
He doesn't remember.
He didn't have any coat on when he came back.
So bad. All right. Okay. I just wanted to suss that out because we sort of, you don't you can't stay at your hideout, so can't use that unfortunately yet. Okay, and let's see. Y'all kind of have open world in front of you. The sirens, obviously, you've been working with them. Like I said, you think you've had a couple of days. Have y'all been by the muse, by the bar a lot, or have you kind of just kept to yourself, waiting for new information?
I think Duchess has been just sort of watching the fallout of what they had done, keeping an eye on, not keeping an eye on the Foghounds, but seeing like how much damage actually was done
Yeah.
on fallout from that party.
Yeah. I think you see that it didn't really hurt necessarily the Foghounds directly that much. Like, you haven't noticed any big changes on their side, but there have been a lot more rumors about Lord Penderton, and kind of he's definitely lost a lot of respect, and his parties are still happening, but maybe the attendance has dropped a bit, and people are like not sure if they should trust him anymore, because a few people had like some real bad benders, which does not normally happen. Part of the appeal is that his parties are a safe way to dose up on some drugs. Okay, and I think I wanted to flash back a little bit. We've set up that your gang sort of was commissioned almost by the Hive to disrupt
by the
wraiths.
Oh, the
I'm going
Hive.
way back.
Oh.
Remember? So y'all got your when we were building the gang, you got your secret like
We're double
passageways and
agents.
stuff. Exactly. You're kind of double agents already. So within Night Market, the wraiths want you to actually stabilize things, but within the greater scheme of Doskvol, the Hive has sort of given y'all a little nudge in order, with this benefit, to try and actually destabilize the wraiths a little bit. So I think with that, sort of, when you were first contacted by them and they gave you this these maps and passageways and kind of this information and knowledge, they did it, and they were also sort of like, just so you know, we would also, if you need a job and you want some like reward, you could try and steal a map from, we're giving you sort of a map, so how about you give us one back? And specifically, they want a map of the wraith's sort of rooftop hideouts, which supposedly an inspector has been putting together for a long time now. So that's potentially another job avenue. But the sirens are also ripe with opportunity, should you so choose.
I really want Duchess to meet the sirens and whoever the head is of the sirens.
Yes.
I really want that to happen.
We could go completely out of anything that Sean has prepared and
attack the gondoliers.
No. Maybe
that sounds fun.
We could like seize on the the weaknesses of the Foghounds and like flip one of their agents or something. I'm looking at covert drops as one of the turf that we can get.
Yeah,
and I feel like it would make sense if like the Foghounds had a bad rep from this party or something, and then we could like flip one of their agents, so now we have the covert drops.
Yeah,
Or
y'all
we
can
could
go
steal
for
a
a turf
map.
grab.
Do we want
trust-
covert drops or loyal fence, though, is the real question. Because
Well, I feel like we do espionage more than we do burglary and robbery.
Well, y'all really have only done 2. So
yeah, we've done one of each.
you haven't done much.
I
The
thought
only
we
thing
did
I will say,
sabotage last time as well.
Yeah.
I think it was a
So-
sabotage.
yeah.
You get like an automatic -2 with a faction for taking one of their claims, which drops you really close to war. Currently,
we-
the Foghounds don't know who you are.
Oh, oh, well, that's fine.
because they've only met Duchess, and y'all have only just sort of started to establish yourselves, so they don't know exactly who Foxfire is and
What a
who's
better
been
way
with.
to let them know than to take their covert drops, or their informants, or their turf.
The Duchess really doesn't like whoever was in charge of the Foghounds. The lady. Do we know what her name is?
No, we don't.
Lady Foghound.
I know what it is, but I don't think y'all have been told it yet. I think, you have received missives from, like, the Sirens that they have jobs available for you. I just haven't sort of detailed them out. So you could continue working for the Siren,
I'm interested in doing Foghound stuff, but maybe, like, once we're a little bit more powered up. And,
Yeah,
I think the Sirens are pretty easy.
I know. I think
Boost.
Sylph has been hanging out with the Sirens, and she wants to know more about their leader and if she's like a ghosty ghost.
A ghost.
A ghosty ghost or a fake ghost?
Yeah.
Well, she's
okay.
definitely one of the two.
So Duchess has been keeping to herself, but Sylph's been by,
yeah, for sure.
kind of muse a lot.
I mean, I feel like I would definitely drop by for some more eel's breath.
Some more eel's breath. Well, then I think y'all get to know kind of Amaris pretty well, or relatively well. She's definitely much more amicable now that y'all are kind of working with them, and you've proven yourselves with that last mission. And I think through her, then you've heard, Sylph, that they've kind of got jobs available to either, you could either kind of work on Lord Penderton more, you could try and do something directly against the Foghounds, or you could work on a special side mission. There was an artifact that was stolen from them and they want to get it back. So there's kind
Question.
Yeah.
Have the Wraiths, since the Wraiths were the ones that contacted us about stabilizing the area, have we stabilized it enough yet with the Foghounds? Like, and the Wraiths are like, good job.
The Wraiths
or do we
asked
still...
you to end the war.
Yeah. So did
the
we...
war is still going.
Okay. Dang it.
What artifact was stolen?
They haven't said.
Okay.
They said
Did we?
they kind of, so when you're talking to Amaris, she mentions that the thing that started the whole fight was that they had a shipment coming in of goods for them to use at the place, but it also had this kind of special thing on the side, and that shipment was intercepted by the Foghounds, and that kind of was the first blow almost, and then they retaliated to try and get it back, but they haven't been able to secure it yet.
Is Raine at the at Muse?
Yeah. Do you want to play this out? I mean, I'm giving you kind of generalized, but we can do a scene at Muse.
Either way is fine. I want to know if Raine works for the Sirens or if she just works at Muse.
Yes, she works for the Sirens.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, she kind of is always hanging around Amaris, and in the background, she's kind of just playful and fun, and you've heard her like practicing and stuff, and she has a really nice voice. So she's kind of she doesn't really do a lot of dancing, but she's like probably one of the best singers you've ever heard.
You're a goner.
So
yeah.
I
mean, we can play that
Echo,
out.
do you want to drag Duchess here so that she meets these people?
Yes. We'll drag her whiskey.
No.
Like,
she's working on all that whiskey stuff. I'm sure she's had more than
I can fix your whiskey bottle for you if you just come with us.
I don't know if I
Throw
trust
France
that one.
powder up in there. Yeah.
know.
I mean, we can be like, Duchess, you don't have to talk to the scary ghost.
I'm not scared of this ghost.
I think you're scared.
I'm not. I work with the ghost quite well. Whatever her name is.
Not well, Salia.
Salia and I
It's not a great
work
relationship.
together all the time.
Well, we certainly could get some, I feel like, good scores in by working with the sirens.
I'm not opposed to working with them.
We should come meet
Okay.
them then. At least that way you know who you're working with, right?
I know enough about them.
Can we get you on the other side of a wall or something, like you're outside listening into our conversation?
Okay, I will go to the muse.
Okay, good.
I didn't mean I was like actively avoiding it during this time. Duchess was just doing other things.
Perfect.
Okay, so y'all head over to Muse. Do you want to go during like a busy time, dead time?
Is it
Busy
always a
time.
dead time there? Isn't there ghosts bound?
It's not always dead time. Sorry, did you say dead time?
No, busy time. I want to go when Raine is performing.
Busy time? Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you kind of pick a sort of after dinner, late afternoon, kind of edging into night, full night, I guess. You know, Doskvol's constantly shrouded in gloom, so there's not a huge difference. But the three of you make your way over, and it's pretty packed. You know, as you're making through your way through Night Market, it's got a lot of lights, it's got a lot of glamour. You hear people talking, lots of people dressed up, and as you get closer and closer to Muse, like there's basically a line of people kind of stretching out from the entrance as they try to get in. So, I mean, I think it's not hard for y'all. You can see one of the bouncers like knows kind of the sirens and who's working with them. So they get you in pretty fast, but you can tell this is a hopping place. And the minute you enter, it's packed with people of all kinds. You can see Amaris at the bar, kind of getting ready, serving a bunch of drinks. She's got another person helping her behind there. And on the stage is actually currently empty, but you can see a lot of people are seated kind of in the area around there, as well as crowding the edges of it. And it looks like a performance is about to begin. So you could grab a drink, or you could find a table.
3 eels breaths.
Only 2.
Okay.
For my friends.
Yeah, I think I think Sylph, or no, I think Echo kind of sidles up to the bar. Amara sees you, gives you like a little wink, but she's really busy. She doesn't even say anything, and then suddenly, without you even noticing, 3 shots of eel's breath liquor, gently kind of fogging over from the rim, are right in front of you. And you hear
I
like kind of
flip her
a
a
shouted
coin.
over the din. It's like, go enjoy the show.
Perfect. I grab my shots.
Yeah. So you grab
Hand
those,
them
bring them
to you
back to the
both.
group. I think Duchess and Sylph have sort of like taken over a table. You know, there might have been people there earlier, but these ladies have gotten rid of them.
Yeah, I think we just sat down and we're like, leave.
Like, yeah. And with a bit of grumbling, yeah, the patrons kind of got up and left too. They moved to a different area. And not too long after Echo gets back with those shots, which I'm sure Echo partakes in. I don't know about the other two.
I'll
I
sniff
have
it and
one.
then just slide it across to Echo. Like you'll get more money's worth out of it than I will.
I'm like, oh, fine.
If you insist.
Bottoms up.
I do take my empty cup and pour myself some whiskey and then
As
sip
well,
that throughout
yeah.
the
As like a
menu.
palate cleanser.
Yeah.
After the eel's breath. It's a little rough, that's for sure. Okay, so y'all enjoy your free drinks real fast, and just as you finish, kind of the lights turn low, a single spotlight from above kind of beams down, and the curtains open to a microphone, and Raine, no less, on stage, of course, with sort of a shimmering iridescent dress, as well as a really like luxurious kind of velvet, not boa, but almost like shoulder cape sort of thing. And without further ado, a hush falls over pretty fast. Like people know not to talk while Raine is performing, and she just jumps right into a song. And it's probably, I mean, let's see. Would you roll a fortune roll, Duchess Logan, for me?
Duchess? Why am I rolling it?
Because you're probably the only person who's well versed in song.
Mm.
2.
No.
I know pirate shanties.
Okay, so all of you are kind of immediately blown away. She is by far the best singer you've ever heard. Her voice is kind of ethereal and melodic beyond belief, and just kind of utterly enchanting. And you can tell why a hush has fallen across the room, because she, you don't want to miss a second of this song. And she does a couple, different ones. There's clapping, applause. She talks to the audience a little bit, gets them going. She's very charming. But you can see people are just enraptured. And this is definitely, why Muse has gotten so big, is because of her singing and everything. And then I need everyone to roll another fortune roll.
Oh, jeez. If Raine ever makes eye contact with Sylph, Sylph winks at her.
Oh, Raine definitely sees y'all and like does a little wave, like,
Cute.
Is this your girlfriend?
I love her so much.
all right, take the lowest.
Wait, you have to
Wait.
actually select one.
Yeah, 1.
Oh yeah, sorry, you would be 1, Sarah. Okay, so
Raine, not my girlfriend, but I hope so.
oh,
Wait,
Duchess,
who
you
is
rolled a
this then?
3.
Yeah.
What? Raine just
Oh,
works for the sirens.
Who's the
Still a
person you're
3.
staying with?
Roslyn.
Oh.
She's playing the field, okay? Calm down.
Yeah. Like,
Okay, so I think on this last song, Raine is like, well, this is sort of a new melody I've put together. I hope y'all enjoy it. It's a little different from the other ones, but I know y'all will stick with it for me. And she kind of starts this new song, and it's very haunting, kind of quiet and sad. And both Duchess and Echo are just immediately kind of overcome with, or you're almost like brought into sort of a stupor, like you're obsessed with this song. Like all you can do is listen. You can't think about anything else. Sylph, you're so distracted by Raine herself, you're not really paying as much attention to the song, but you can still feel the pull, like, very clearly. Like the song wants you sort of to, let go and just enjoy it. But you're able to resist it and kind of keeps your wits about you. And as you look around, there's very few people who seem to be aware of their surroundings. The bartenders, maybe a couple people on the edges, but everyone else is just enraptured, even more so than earlier.
I will take this opportunity to take Duchess's whiskey bottle from her.
Okay. Yes, you can
Just
take her whiskey
slip it
bottle
into a pocket or bag or something.
I have more than one whiskey bottle.
Well, I'll take this one that's open.
All right. So you kind of, in an odd move of cunning, you slide that whiskey bottle over into your possession. This song doesn't last too long though, and in a little bit it finishes up, and sort of everyone kind of rouses from it just right when the last note finishes. Kind of the spell is broken. and everyone sort of rouses and then goes into a big applause, of course. Raine kind of bows, curtsies, does a cute little outro, and then the curtains close again, and this spotlight relieves itself, and there's a bit more lighting in the room. And y'all are at your table. Duchess and Echo, you don't remember anything about falling into a stupor. All you know is that the songs, everything was really good. Like the performance was amazing. You can't understand why not everyone is like coming here just to listen to her.
What an oddly wonderful performance for such a venue.
Isn't she amazing?
She is marvelous.
I've never heard singing like that.
I've never heard singing like that before in my entire life.
Somehow Echo became a hit. She's just like, I don't know, pirates don't sing like that. Or goblins. She's something else.
I think after a little bit, you see Raine kind of comes out into the audience. She's over by the bar, and she's just chatting to people. A lot of people go over there to talk to her, and she's sort of talking to the crowd over there. And it looks like the bar has slowed down a little bit. Amaris isn't quite as busy. She's just cleaning some glasses, getting a drink every now and then. What would you like to do?
You all wanted me to come
Okay,
here.
Raine kind of sees y'all, gives a big wave and a big smile to Sylph, and starts kind of making her way over.
I was like, Sylph.
Kind of thanking people as she goes
move.
along, but like pushing them out the way so she can get over to you. And it doesn't take long before she does, and you see she's wearing that iridescent dress. As you look closer, it's actually like beetle shells.
Ooh.
Kind of that green blue sort of iridescent beetle
like
shells and
anymore.
beetle wings. And then it's a black velvet sort of, I want to say Capulet, but I don't think that's the right word.
I think a Capulet is like that little capey
Is it the right
thing.
word?
Yeah, I think so.
Capelet.
Capelet? Oh,
something.
maybe.
I don't know.
Epaulette is like military epaulets.
Well, I'll have to look it up later. And so she kind of like makes her way over. Oh, this is of course also a very low cut revealing dress, by the way.
Oh, of course.
As one can only expect. And so she kind of, y'all are still sitting at the table, so she kind of bends down and is like, oh, I'm so glad y'all were able to make it to the performance. It's so good to see y'all.
Have we met her?
She saw Sylph and I
seen
when we...
you two, and
I talked to her a little bit.
said she's been over before,
Yeah.
so, and I think, Echo, you mentioned maybe having visited once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
In the downtime.
Yeah, I'll say, like, Raine, wonderful performance as always. I think these two were quite enraptured by you, especially that last song.
She smiles, just like completely innocent too. No hint of guile or anything. And she's like, I know, I've been working on that new song with help from, the big boss. And I think it's going really well. But who's your new friend? I don't know if I've met her before.
Oh, this is Duchess. Duchess? Be nice.
Be nice. Well, everyone's nice with me.
I'm always nice.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I'm glad you enjoyed the performance.
I did. It was splendid. I must say, I've never quite seen anything like this dress you're wearing. Where does
It is very different from like the typical fashion of Doskvol. She gives it a little shimmer, and it kind of like shakes and glistens and kind of leaves like a rustling sound, and she's like, oh, it's something new I've been working on in my spare time. I like to throw together, some new fashion items. It's just so boring in this city. So, thought I'd liven things up a little bit. It definitely catches the light wonderfully, don't you think? She kind of does a little twirl.
We're all like,
And
yeah.
and when she finishes, she kind of looks at Sylph and she's like, well, I really shouldn't stay talking too long. I need to prep for the next performance in a little bit. But I think they wanted to talk to you over at the bar, business and all that stuff. I don't really pay too much attention. I'm just here to sing, of course. So I'll see you soon. I know it. And she kind of wanders off to more people.
I think Echo is like still in love with like her singing, but she is kind of like, what is somebody so talented doing here? Like, I think in her mind, she's just kind of like, huh. Like, I don't think she's suspicious yet, but she's just like, you're so talented. Like, what are you doing in this like little bar and night market?
Mhm.
But
Well, I
she
mean,
doesn't say that.
They're
She's,
running a booming business, basically,
Mhm.
on top of everything else.
I know, but she could be at the opera for all we
She
know.
could, but she doesn't
Ugh.
like the opera. It's droll.
Her talent would be wasted at the opera.
Exactly, Duchess. Exactly.
Okay.
Also, do you think
Um,
she collects each of those beetles by herself?
She must. Maybe she farms them.
That is what I understood when she said her free time she makes this dress. Unless she just has a beetle purveyor.
We'll
you
have
can get
to the
anything in
name of the
Doskvol if
beetle
you pay the right
purveyor.
price.
She just gets thousands of beetles shipped in.
Maybe one of her suitors sends her iridescent beetles.
Where I need one of those. A suitor, not a beetle.
Don't
right.
we all?
So
All
I
right, we
think,
go up to the bar.
yeah, Amaris kind of maybe waves over to you and beckons over to the bar as well. Um,
Put the shot
and-
glasses down.
yeah, she kind of grabs him real quick and she says, "Enjoy the performance." Raine's on top of her game as always.
It was so great. We had no idea it was going to be this amazing.
I know she's a little bit of our hidden gem, but we're glad she sticks around at least for the time being.
Yeah, when did she start singing for you guys? Like, how have we not heard of this?
Oh, she helped make Muse. It was her idea. We knew we could take advantage of her singing, and so we decided make a bar, nightclub, turn a profit while turning a little extra on the side.
Was this the Sirens or was this just you and Raine?
The Sirens, kind of, before they were really the Sirens, I would say.
Mm. Well, speaking of business, we'd like you to meet our colleague, Duchess.
Yes. The third member of Foxfire. A pleasure, as always.
A pleasure.
Did you enjoy the eel's breath?
Yes, it was quite unlike anything I have had before.
It is a bit bracing if you're not used to it. Well, I'm glad y'all did stop by, though, because the boss has a few jobs, if you're interested.
We are always interested in work.
Always. Well, follow me in for a second, and we can talk somewhere a little quieter. She kind of yells at the other bartender to take over for a little bit and leads y'all into one of the back rooms you've been to before, and brings you over to sort of that lounge area where there are people partaking in various drugs of different kinds. And she leads you to a secluded area, kind of cordoned off with different drapes of cloth. And she says, "So, we're pretty happy with how everything went with that kind of, I guess, shipment?
I think
Doctoring?
kerfuffle is the
One
word
might
the
say.
industry uses.
Kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle. I did hear Penderton is looking for three women who seem to have
No
thrown a
women
wrench.
here, me lord.
We're not women, my lord.
3 people, one might say. Good accents, by the way. I can see how it went so well, but despite how
argue with
the
the
actual
results.
events may have played out, the repercussions have been pretty good. Penderton's on thin ice, and he would be a good target to take out. The boss has a couple different jobs, depending on what you're interested in. I don't know if Sylph told you anything about them. I kind of mentioned them to her in passing, but we could keep working on Penderton. He's got a lockbox in one of the banks in Charter Hall. We're sure there's at least some money, if not some sensitive documents in there that would be very nice to procure. Then we have the Foghounds themselves. They didn't take too much a hit from that little sabotage mission we ran. So it wouldn't be a bad idea if we could get y'all in there and find one of the maps of their smuggling routes, which I've heard they've been kind of using to show some of the new recruits how everything works.
Mm.
And lastly, and maybe sort of the most pressing, is that there was a specific technology, an artifact, whatever you want to call it, something we'd been working on and requested, that was lost in a shipment the Foghounds sort of intercepted, which started this whole mess in the first place. We've been trying to get it back, but we haven't been able to succeed. So, I can give you some more details on any of those if you like. Any of them spark your fancy?
When you say technology, what exactly do you mean?
It was a sort of modified spirit bottle. A very expensive spark craft that we were hoping to use.
To what end?
I don't know that much. The boss ordered for it, not me. All I know is it costs a pretty penny, and we want it back. Worth more than a couple freights of smuggling contraband.
May we speak with the voice? I think Duchess would like to meet who we're working with directly.
Unfortunately, she's indisposed at the moment. I'll be pretty much your go-between for the most part.
Sure.
No
Where
problem.
where do you anticipate, where do you think they're keeping this artifact at their headquarters, where they would be keeping these maps as well? Can we kind of double down on that? Do you have any intel?
The maps we know are on a specific person. A
Mm.
specific member of the Foghounds has them and is holding them.
Do tell. Who?
Which?
Who? Which of the Foghounds? We think it's their third in command who has it. Goldie is kind of the name he goes by. And he's generally the planner of the group, make sure everything runs smoothly. He's been handling a lot of the new business for sure. So we need to procure it off of him somehow. And that special artifact, well, hopefully it's just in a warehouse somewhere and they haven't realized what it is. Unhopefully, they've got it hiding somewhere or they've sent it off to be researched. Or it's already sold.
Can this be used can it be used against us? Like if we're trying to steal back this mystery artifact, like is it going to hurt us?
Oh,
Is it
no.
dangerous?
No. It's just a spirit bottle, just collects ghosts of the like. It had some modifications to make it easier to use as far as I know, and we were planning on using it to help protect Muse in case any sort of spectral forces kind of got headed our way. But other than that, no. I mean, someone could release something that was trapped in there, of course, but
When you ordered it, it was empty though.
yeah, it was meant to be empty.
If we get the spirit bottle back, do you think this will end the war between the Foghounds and the Sirens?
She kind of laughs a little. She's like, Oh, if only it was that simple. It would be a big help to us and something of a blow to the Foghounds, but I don't think it would end things by any means. It would give us the means to start working on something to maybe end this whole mess. We've kind of got a
What
three-pronged approach at the moment. We're thinking the main reason they're here is that Lord Penderton is here, and he can sort of pay their way into whatever they want. So we can cut off Lord Penderton. Or we can target the Foghounds specifically and sort of attack their different warehouses, their smuggling routes, whatever. Anything to stop kind of their business. And then lastly would be getting this artifact back and seeing if we can use that for something. At the very least, it helps us defend our territory better.
Well, I mean, it sounds like no big deal to get this artifact back if it's just sitting in a warehouse somewhere.
Assuming it's just sitting in a warehouse somewhere.
Assuming. It's true, we don't know exactly where it is. It should still be in that shipment, theoretically.
What was the other
Uh,
shipment? It was just drugs or...
It was just your regular run-of-the-mill sort of contraband. Nothing crazy. They've probably already used or sold that stuff off. But the Foghounds are dense as shit, so I doubt they really knew what that spirit bottle was.
I have noticed that of them.
For all
they
they know,
don't
it's a
exactly
pretty
have
little
the most
paperweight.
finesse. Say that again.
I said, for all they know, it's a pretty little paperweight.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything distinguishable about it from a regular spirit bottle? Like, how are we gonna know this special one from like a run-of-the-mill spirit bottle?
It's a little larger than your regular spirit bottle, and it had some sort of modifications to both ends of it. I think I might be able to find some plans that will help detail it a little bit better. I don't know how to explain it off the top of my head. But if y'all want to pursue that, I can scrounge up some more information about that warehouse and maybe send you one of those contracts you love so much.
Sure.
Yeah, we all look at each other. Like, yeah.
Sounds like a plan. She kind of pulls out she pulls out a bottle just of a mystery liquor and hands, just grabs 4 glasses too. Where she kept them, you're not sure, but as a bartender, they all have their secrets, and kind of like pours a quick little half shot into all of them, drops them all around, and says, he just does a little like, cheers, clinks and tips hit back.
Does it smell okay?
It smells strongly alcoholic. A little nicer than eel's breath, but definitely just as potent.
Okay. I'll take it.
All right. I imagine Sylph like tries to glug it down and it's like and
I just like grab yours out of your hand, like give it to me.
she Amaris sort of leads y'all back out the way it came, and before she kind of opens the main door back into the kind of main room, she's like I said, we'll send you some documents and a contract in like just probably a day or two. We'll see you soon. Good luck.
Thank you.
And she heads on back to the bar. Did you want to do anything else at Muse, or
Is Raine performing again?
she will be performing again? Yes.
Oh, but
she
not
does a
right
couple
now.
performances every night, but not right now. That didn't take very long, and she has like a 45-minute set break.
Cool.
Okay. So, in about, I guess the only person that has a specific place of living is Sylph. So, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I think in like 1 day's time, at your doorstep arrives a sealed envelope, with kind of the siren's mark on it and a little signature at the bottom that says just Amaris. And that's obviously your contract and stuff. If we want to gather everyone together, or do you want to look at it first by yourself?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
I
So
know
you pop-
so much about contracts.
So you pop it open, and you can see there's a couple pieces of paper. There's just like 3, basically. So there's 1, which is the contract itself, and then 2, which are sort of rudimentary blueprints of that spirit bottle. And on the contract, you can see it's well written in a fine handwriting. It looks like they got a professional to do it this time, better than the last one. And it basically says 6 gold or 6 coin for the return of a rare spirit bottle artifact to the Muse patrons within a week. And then it's got
Cool.
a signature at the bottom. And underneath that, you see a little lipstick kiss and another signature that says, Love Raine.
Why
and it
is
says,
she the
Good
best?
luck, with a little heart.
I love her so much.
And you can tell, actually, what's interesting is that Amaris' signature looks different than the handwriting. The handwriting actually matches Raine. So Raine probably drafted up the contract itself under Amaris' supervision.
You just have a
we're
little moment
sure.
where you cuddle the contract.
You can tell Raine's about like 20, 22 looking, and Amaris is more like 30.
Yeah.
So Raine's pretty young. Yeah, and the blueprints are just simple sketches of it's got a profile and a front on and a top down, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
It gives you enough information that you could figure out pretty easily that you've got the right spirit bottle.
Cool. Can I tell what this spirit bottle does with my former knowledge?
Roll, either you can use an action and you can roll the action, or you can roll a fortune roll to see how much. Spirit wardens don't necessarily, they have different divisions, so I don't know if
Yeah,
you
I'll
were
just do a
necessarily in
fortune
the
roll. That's a good
spirit
idea.
bottle division.
1 die?
Yes, just 1.
5?
5. Okay. So you can tell it's definitely, at its base, it looks like a typical spirit bottle. Normally spirit bottles are just one use, pretty much. So they grab one spirit, trap it, and then it can be done with as you wish. But the act of releasing it kind of breaks the bottle, more or less, and it becomes unusable. This one seems kind of reinforced, so with a couple extra stuff on both ends. So you think your best guess is that it can probably be used multiple times without having to get a new one every single time.
Yeah.
So not a huge modification as far as you can tell, but still unique. You've never really heard of one before necessarily. And even basic spirit bottles are not cheap, so
Gotcha.
you can understand the value.
Cool. Well, I will take this to the girls.
Okay. So
Can I remove Raine's signature? Like slice it off with a knife?
Cut it off.
Okay,
yeah. I think it's like the contract, Amaris' signature, and then kind of in the corner is Raine's.
So like do a straight cut across the bottom.
You could get it off, yeah, definitely.
Like put it in my knife.
So we're not gonna. Are we gonna notice that there's a chunk missing, or is it gonna be unnoticeable?
Yeah, why is this paper shorter than the other?
Why? Yeah, it's a bit of an odd size for a piece of paper now, and it doesn't fit the envelope quite right. But other than that, you have no real reason to believe that you're lovely.
8.5 by 9? What is the
Sylph
paper size?
Cut off the bottom. Okay, so kind of gathers y'all around. I'm assuming at your hideout?
Yeah.
In 6 Towers, probably?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So gathers y'all around and kind of goes over that same information I just said. So it's looking like 6 coins for the safe return of the spirit bottle. They do detail that they believe the warehouse it is in specifically. Let me see. It looks like they think it's gonna be a warehouse in actually they think yeah. They think it's gonna be all the way back in the docks, maybe.
Mm.
It seems like
could you
that
switch?
first shipment.
Can you switch to the map?
Yeah, definitely. As I look at it for myself. Yeah, so night market's all the way
Yep.
down here.
Cool.
And so basically across Charter Hall over to the docks, which is sort of the Foghound's original base of power. So that's why it might have been transferred back there if they didn't have room, or they're not sure exactly. But it seems like it'll be in the docks. And it's a pretty it's one of, not their main warehouse, but it's a well fortified warehouse. It's gonna have guards, defenses of various kinds. You're not gonna be able to just waltz in, of course.
Yeah, but we might be able to waltz our gondola in.
Ooh, yeah. Let's see. Y'all might need to gather some information.
Okay.
Is this the score
To
we're
figure
doing?
out
Are
more
we
stuff.
getting the
Unless
spirit bottle,
yeah.
or do we want to do the map? I feel like the map could be quick, maybe, but I don't know. Did you meet this
Let's do
guy, Goldie?
I don't remember Goldie being in that scene, but
Goldie, yes. I will let you know that you did meet Goldie, Duchess.
Okay.
You don't
He was the
necessarily know
shorter
that
guy.
though, because they didn't ever say their names.
What is the big guy's name? Like Dog or something?
Bear.
Bear, pointy-headed bitch, and Goldie. Got it.
Goldie, who you don't necessarily know is Goldie, unfortunately.
Does he have blonde hair?
Sure, he does now.
Okay,
got a
so I
gold
know he's
tooth.
blondie.
They're all
Blonde hair,
gold teeth.
all golden teeth.
Yeah, all gold.
oh, gold, straight up gold.
Yeah, you
Okay.
could steal the map. You'd need to ask for another contract. I mean, I guess. If
I
y'all want to
feel
work
like
on your
we
litigious...
should go for the artifact and keep our eyes peeled. Like this can also be information gathering for Goldie, and like if opportunity strikes, we can possibly kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yep.
And use that as a bargaining chip with the sirens.
Yeah,
But,
can
like-
I do some information gathering and see sort of based on where the sirens last, or like who they ordered it from, like track down who was transporting it and see like where it ended up, like not which warehouse, but like which shipment, like where is it going?
What do you mean? So this
Like-
was like a while ago.
Yeah, and I want to know like what has happened to this package in the interim, and like where
Oh.
are they planning on like giving it to somebody, or is it just sitting in the warehouse?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So how do you want to find out that information? So you're trying to verify that it is still in the warehouse.
And if they have any like I'm talking to like I guess the UPS store, the one who was supposed to be delivering it, from whom it was taken, and like starting there I'm going to like try and follow this package to where it is now.
Okay. So there is no like it was contraband. So
Yeah.
it was
I mean, but
it was
somebody
being
had to have been transporting it when it was stolen.
Yeah. So it was in the process, it had probably like the sirens tell you that as far as they know, it had just been unloaded. And maybe they'd been running behind that day for some reason. And
gotta go back to my guy at the train.
Yeah, you could. So they'd been running behind that day, and the foghounds had kind of started establishing themselves, and they'd swooped in and grabbed it. So you'd have to information gather on a foghound member somehow, is what I'm trying to say. Because it's been in foghound possession pretty much immediately after it was unloaded.
Okay.
Can-
That's why
Give
it
me-
was moved
Give me a little bit to think. Sarah
all the way
can
to
do
the
her
dock.
thing.
Okay. My goal, information gathering wise. Well, first question: Are we already at war? Are we already? Remind me where we are with gondoliers.
Gondoliers, you're
-2.
-2, so they do not like you. If they find you, they will do their best to interfere with you. You are currently 0 with the foghounds because they don't actually really know who you are. They just know someone's been messing with them. They probably think it's maybe an offshoot of the sirens at the moment.
Okay, here are my thoughts. I need a new purveyor of my bike, and there is a boxing ring in the docks. And so it would be really easy for me to get information on the foghounds while also like establishing new ties like with this boxing ring run by Grist.
Grist.
Grist is his
Yes,
name.
there is a boxing ring in the dock. Okay. So do you want to do that? Sounds more like a scene almost, like multiple things potentially. What information gathering do you want to do specifically though? Like what information are you specifically gathering?
I don't know if I want to gather information or gain like an insider, like flip a foghound.
Flip a foghound? Okay.
I don't know. You guys can let me know if you think one is better than another.
Flipping a foghound sounds more like a downtime activity almost, or like
Okay.
a long-term project.
Maybe I'll make that a long-term project.
Especially because they're known for being particularly like insular and very tight knit. They don't like outsiders.
Okay.
And people they don't know.
So information. Like I want to know how many people, like, you know, like where people are stationed, I guess. So like, oh, you know, it's Joe and John of the Foghounds work. You know, there's a lot of people who work in this area, or not a lot of people in this area. That kind of information.
So you want to learn about sort of the personnel that
Staffing.
are at this warehouse.
Yes.
Okay.
And like,
so
sounds like a lot of people. Sounds like not a lot.
How do you want to find that out?
I'm gonna cozy up to them while we're at the boxing ring.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be like, I'm new to the area, and you know, maybe I need a job. You know, what kind of things are available? My new foghound bros.
Okay.
That kind of a
sure.
that kind of
so
a
that
maneuver.
sounds like consorting.
Yes.
Or you need to roll an action. We're information gathering,
need-
so you have to roll.
Yes, I do.
Or you have to. I'll tell you like. Okay, so let's set the scene.
Set the scene.
You make the kind of long journey to the docks. It's on the far end of the city.
So far.
You've heard of Grist before and his boxing ring. It's pretty popular among, of course, all the sailors, but even some other folks and some of the upper echelons do enjoy a good boxing match every now and then. And kind of making your way through the docks, you can see it reeks of like oil and kind of the stench of fish in the sea.
The sweet smell of the sea.
But yes, you're used to it. This is almost homely, like the qualities.
I just get like more swagger in my step.
You're very comfortable, yeah, with all the sailors. They're like, you know, you quickly
second
look like
home.
you're one of them. and you make it to the boxing ring, and a match is in full swing. And you can see there's a bunch of people just milling about, some betting, some yelling at the ring, blah, blah, blah. It's similar to the fighting pits, but maybe a little more refined. There looks like there's maybe a referee of kind. People have rudimentary boxing gloves, kind of they've wrapped their fists.
Gosh, so civilized.
Yeah, it's a little more civilized, and I use that lightly. And you can tell there's sort of a group of um, there looks to be a group of kind of sailors who are off duty, off to the side, kind of talking amongst themselves at like a little bit of a small table while they also watch the match out of the corner of their eye. And they seem like the folks who be the people to talk.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk to Grist.
Oh, do I want to talk to Grist?
I mean, he runs a boxing ring, so he probably knows what's going on in the city, but
Yeah, I want to talk to Grist first.
okay.
I feel like you have to introduce yourself when you're getting into the good graces of your new place.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a regular patron, you probably want to show up a lot.
Yeah.
So you head on over and you see this
I'm
this
just like,
one
where's
man.
Grist?
Yeah, sort of. You kind of like scope things out a little bit, but you can't really see him right away. And eventually, you have to ask for help, and the person's like, "Grist? Well, I mean, he's upstairs, of course. That's where he always is. What the heck are you talking? No one. You don't need to see Grist. Just watch the fight." And you can see there's like a small kind of upper level that has just a little balcony where you can sort of watch. This is like a warehouse that's been kind of refitted,
revamped
for the boxing. So it's got kind of an added on little balcony almost.
I get the guy a beer and I'm like, thanks, oh, of course not. I don't need to see him. And, well, here, enjoy this beer. And I'm like, distract him. And I don't know if Grist is hard to get to. If Grist is hard to get to, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to stick with my group of sailormen. And I'm going to come, I'll just sidle up with like an extra beer and be like, maybe pretending to be a little bit more tipsy than I am. And be like, oh, somebody wanted an extra drink on me. I can't, I've had one too many, and I need to keep my head on straight for the match. I'm swaying more than a ship in the storm.
They like the ship metaphor.
Great.
And they kind of give you a look before kind of a hard look as they scrutinize you, give you kind of an up and down, but they can kind of suss out that you're a bit of a weathered sailor just from maybe your garb and then also your sword or your dagger.
My dagger.
And one of them kind of pipes up and is like, "Oh yeah, I'll grab it from you. Let me get that." And kind of,
thanks.
That's it. I've never seen your face around here before.
That's because I'm not from here. Spend most of my life in the Shattered Isles. And let me tell you, this is a drag. I haven't had any fun until I got into this place.
All of them are kind of like, some of them like scoff, and he's like, a drag. I bet you've never been Leviathan hunting before. You don't know the half of it. A drag. Shattered Isle pirates don't know nothing compared to the foul beasts that dwell in the far reaches of the sea.
Well, you surely haven't been to the Shattered Isles. Why are we Irish?
We are now.
You surely haven't been to the Shattered Isles now, have you? She casually is like flipping her dagger. And she's I've never hunted a Leviathan, but I've hunted the Leviathan hunters, if you know what I mean. And stabs the dagger into the table.
All right. Um, so you could roll for something, or I can just tell you what you're gonna find out without having to roll anything, like the free information.
Give me the free information, and then I roll, or no, just no roll.
You could still roll for more, I guess.
Okay, give me the free, and then I'll decide if I want to track down Grist.
Okay, so you kind of talk to these guys a bit more and get them talking about sort of the local area, and maybe subtly bring up that you're looking for work and you've heard there's some more work than just, you know, offloading and loading the ships and regular dock
Something
work.
that'll get my blood pumping, you know.
A little extra. And they kind of get the message. They're like, well, the real money's made in the extra stuff we're not supposed to know about. You know, the good I want to say the good kush so bad.
I don't know if the Irish sailors say that.
I'm not Irish anymore. I'm whatever I want to be.
Okay.
The good stuff. And the fog hounds, if you haven't heard of them, are the ones who kind of take care of that business in the area.
And
Though the sort of setup's been a little thin lately since they've stretched all the way to night market.
so
They
they've been
used to
needing
have
men then.
Yeah, they probably do. Yeah, you used to have a lot of patrols running around in the warehouse district. Even the bluecoats weren't always safe around there. But it's lightened up a little bit lately.
And
that's it.
can you? They can't tell me who I can talk to like get work.
Yeah, they could do that.
Okay.
You might have to convince them though. It's not common knowledge. Actually, let me see if they know who to do that. I'm going to be bad and just roll and they don't.
They don't know. Okay.
No, they don't know who to talk to. If you want to specifically get in with the foghound.
Okay. I'll just be like, thanks, chaps. Next round's on me, and I buy them a beer, and I'm like, oh, you'll be seeing me around here anyway. I can't get enough of the sport. And I
kind of give you grumbling like cheers and wave you off.
They're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I pause and think about Grist while the other two go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have an idea. If that's okay.
And what idea is that?
So I would like to go find some foghounds and kind of just like see if there's groups of them around, like talking rumors or something, and see if I can overhear them talking about this bottle. Because if they don't know what it is, maybe there'll be like rumors about what it is, and maybe I can pick up some information about where it's being kept or if it's even important to them.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, so we want to discover any rumors or see how much they know kind of about the bottle.
I'm interested in two things: seeing how much they know about the bottle, and then seeing if they've moved it from the warehouse.
Right. Okay. Okay, did you want to do that in the docks or in night market? I think in the docks makes more sense.
Yeah,
since
that's fine.
Is where
that's
it was
where they're
recently.
Yeah, and that's where they're based. So yeah, that makes sense.
Oof. I might need you to make. I mean, y'all don't know who the foghounds are, so I might need you to make a survey to see if you can even find the right people.
Sure.
Otherwise, you could just be tailing, randos.
Right.
They look like. I mean, you wouldn't be surprised if you mixed them up for sailors.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I think you'd need to roll something. Survey, study.
Survey's good.
Okay. Would you please roll
4?
4? Okay. So you kind of head over to the docks late at night. Maybe while people start stumbling home from the bars and the taverns, and you do happen upon a group that seems to be, they're like whispering kind of suspiciously at first before they start getting a little bit louder, and you hear the name Foghound and kind of uttered in their midst. And trailing behind them from a safe distance, you hear them talking, and they're kind of like, I still don't know what we're holding on to that stupid little bottle for. It's just a knickknack at this point. And one of the other guys goes, "Hey, if the boss wants to keep it, the boss wants to keep it. I don't care." Though I think she was talking about moving it sometime soon. We don't really have anyone who's good enough with that technology stuff, the machines and everything. We'll need to give it to someone else to figure out more information on what it is and why those fucking sirens need it so bad. And the last person is like, as long as they lighten up that stupid watch on that warehouse, just because it's got that one damn bottle in it, I don't know why we need 10 different guys watching it at every minute of the day. Actually, I'm gonna amend that. 5
5.
people.
Yeah, 10
5
is a
guys.
lot.
I don't
Thank
know
you,
why.
Sean.
10 is a lot. I don't know why we need 5 guys watching it every
Yeah.
day. And that will be your information on the bottle.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to spend some time just sort of weaving my web, gathering information
Leaving
to
her web.
figure out what is something that we need to be on the lookout for during this heist.
Whoa. Okay.
That's one of the provided gathered information questions that I'm hitting you with it.
Is it? We're going into the rules. What is something you need to be okay?
The actual question is, what should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? I think generally, I mean, you can, that first you have to, what to be on the lookout for? I don't know, this is tough. Do you want like an obstacle, or do you want like an inn potentially? Because I think I have both.
Um,
I'll give you both. Okay.
do you want me to roll for this?
Yes, but I'm not sure what you should roll.
I'm thinking study or consort.
Study or I think either would work. I can see either. They might give you slightly different information. Whichever you'd prefer.
I'll consort, because why not? They are both the same die. So 4.
All right, 4. Okay, so you kind of weave your web and talk it up using all of your contacts, talking to different kind of servants, laborers, nobles, the various different levels. Maybe you even dare to visit Salia for just a moment, though she upsets you so greatly.
No, I can't do that. I have to bring Sylph with me next time I come.
And you find out that basically the foghounds do a running patrol of the area. So they've constantly got people kind of walking through the warehouses that they sort of use. But these warehouses also serve a double duty. Like they are both foghound warehouses, but they're also regular warehouses too. So they have regular shipments that come in and out, as well as regular blue coat sort of inspections that go through them too. So the warehouses are opened up at certain times to let people in to kind of exchange stuff out and about and look at things. But otherwise, they're normally sealed off, locked and guarded under patrols.
Okay.
Does that kind of seem like what you were looking for?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Sarah?
I have not thought of a good thing to talk to Grist about.
Okay. Well, you don't have to. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I
You've
think
scoped it out, so now you know where he is. And it's possible, maybe another time he comes down, but he's up on the viewing balcony at the moment.
like the king he is.
Like the king he is.
Yes.
Did anyone else want to gather more information?
Logan, did you get? I wasn't fully listening. Did you get an entry point?
I think I have an idea for one.
Okay.
But we know that it's going to be in transit soon too, right? Like they're maybe going to be moving it.
Yeah.
Did we hear when, or was it just like it's
just
gonna
soon.
be happening sometime soon?
I guess, can I go down to the warehouse and we know which one it is, right? So can I just watch it and figure out like the patrol schedule?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's not hard to figure out. You kind of see that it's pretty regular. Like say maybe every 30 minutes or so, people are usually around and about. You can also tell that this specific warehouse does generally have a group of like 3 guys kind of lounging around within easy reach of it. Maybe not directly in front of it all. It doesn't look like they're actually armed guards. They're just kind of, as always, a rotating group of thugs that seem to be in the nearby streets.
And it's those 3 plus like 2 in the warehouse makes up the 5, or there's 5 in the warehouse plus more thugs in the streets?
You would guess it's probably there's like 2 more in the warehouse.
Okay.
Because you can see like stuff happening in the warehouse. They don't really. I mean, they have really high windows. So I mean, if you wanted, you could look more into like entryway into the warehouse.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try that.
Weak
that
points
good.
for the. Okay. For that, I think I'll need you to roll something.
Yeah.
What would you like to roll?
Can do prowl to be sneaky, not be seen.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Lamb 4.
4. All right. So you sort of prowl around. You see that the front is locked under a pretty heavy padlock, and they're all really sturdy buildings. This one is actually on the edge of a canal, and there does seem to be sort of a grate underneath it that could be used as an entryway, maybe. And on top of that, it does have those windows. They're just really high up, like 3 stories up. And there's not really it's possible maybe you don't. I mean, do you think you climb up to them? I think that might be too difficult.
If it's possible.
I think I
I
don't
do
think you need
have
to.
the
I think
devil's
you.
footsteps. So.
I don't think you need to. You don't have to climb up that specific warehouse because
Yeah.
they're all kind of the same copy
Oh,
of each
okay.
other.
Perfect.
So you go to a different one to kind of check it out more safely too while you're doing this. And the windows, are high up. They're pretty big, but they're not meant. They're just glass panes, so they're
Yeah.
never meant to be opened or anything because they're so high up. They're just to let in a bit of natural lighting. And so they are a potential entryway at the cost if you have to find a way through the glass panels. You've also there's no like back doors or anything, but there are some like weakened timbers on the building that you could probably break through as well.
Okay. Cool.
I have an idea, but I don't know if this is still in the information gathering phase or if this is like fully starting the score. But I would Echo be able to go up to those thugs as though she is like the representative of somebody who has goods in that warehouse. Like she's like the overseer for Lord Snufferton or whatever.
I think
and
it
is like,
depends.
I need to
what are you
add.
trying to find out?
I like want to get inside. I want to be like,
So
I
you want
need
to
to
figure out
add.
the layout.
Yeah, and to see if you can tell the difference between normal goods and, or maybe I can even let Echo in or let Sylph in from the inside. But I don't know if that's like too scory and less information gathering. I would be like,
I think that sounds more like a point of entry. Like that sounds like
okay.
the beginning of a score. Like that's not
Well, that's one idea.
that's not one.
I don't have
So do you
anything
want to
else.
pick a plan?
I really want to do assault, but I feel like that's a bad idea.
It might be rough. There are
but it would be so fun.
a lot of them available.
Let's not do that.
Oh, but it would be so fun.
It would be very fun.
Your options are assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, and transport.
I feel like we could do stealth and do our little gondola boat like up to.
I think stealth is the way to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can gondola in disguise so they don't know right off the bat. The gondoliers can't tell who it is. Gondoliering.
I'm also thinking it'd be a good idea to tip off the blue coats with like some false information, like, hey, there's a high level of like contraband, super dangerous in this warehouse. So they start like they do an impromptu search, causing like a bunch of confusion, and we slip in the back, grab it, and leave while all the attention is on them in the front.
Yeah.
That's
You could do
dangerous
that.
though, because if the blue coats get a hold of it, then it's gonna be way harder to get.
Well, to them, it's just a spirit bottle. We don't tell them that's what we say like the contraband is like a weapon.
Well, then you have to
stash or
contend
something.
with if they're in the building too.
We also don't really
they'll hurt
have
us,
anybody
too.
in the blue coats in our good graces to like help with that.
Sir
Yeah.
Arthur would be happy to help us out.
See, we're not gonna like convince them to do it. We're just gonna give them an anonymous tip, like, hey, there's something, weapons in this warehouse. And I don't want them to be in there when we search. I want them to be like at the door being like, hey, we're here to search.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the attention is up there.
They're basically a distraction.
We could
we're using them as a
also-
distraction.
We could also, if we wanted to really double down on the deception from last week, we could do deception and say we're the people moving it.
We are the new foghounds.
Yeah.
I would rather
But I
just
think
not
stealth
even be
is
seen.
stronger, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like our milords are only good for lords.
Yep.
But I want to hear your peasant voices again.
Okay, so it seems like we want to do stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Stealth,
our point of information or point of infiltration?
the gondola to a bay door in the back.
Yeah, the grate under the warehouse.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good. The gondola can get anywhere you needed to go.
Yeah. I have maps of. What do I have maps of? Is this something I have or something
The crew
I could never
has
It's
remember.
the crew has,
underground
you
maps
just
and passkeys.
Were the person it was given to initially.
Okay. Oh, I have blueprints, but yes. Okay. So underground maps and passkeys. Yeah, maybe there's like a large, like waterway going right under this warehouse, and so we just gondola right on into it.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
There's not a large waterway, but there is a. Like I
Oh,
said,
Like,
there's the
I
grate
meant like
I mentioned.
large enough for a gondola. Is what I meant, not like a main traffic way.
Okay, so it sounds like y'all want to do a stealth starting at that sort of.
we want to use our boat,
great.
Sean.
We talked
Yes.
about. Yeah,
let us
I know.
use the boat.
I'm totally down with that. That sounds good. Someone has to roll engagement, and we need to talk about.
I want to do it.
Okay. Do you have any major advantages or disadvantages?
We
We
have
have
a
a boat. Abby and I think the same way. We have a boat. I'm really good at boats.
Yeah, I think that exposes a vulnerability, so I'll
And
give you
can-
+1 for that.
Could I say maybe like being in the pirating business, I'm like pretty good merchandise, like at loading and unloading and that kind of stuff.
You're used to like looking through freight,
Crates,
sort of.
yeah, like identifying
That
merchandise.
is not part of the engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all
So
right,
that's
fine.
like that may come in useful later.
in the score.
Yes, in the score, but this is our engagement specifically for this moment of you
Entering.
gondoling
Entering.
up
Yeah.
to the
Gondola.
No, I can't think
thing.
of anything
Okay.
besides I'm good at boats.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight to this operation? Oh, yeah. I would give you +1d2 because they're stretched thin, but I'd also give you -1d because this is one of their main warehouses.
Checks out.
I mean, does it count that the sirens helped us?
They kind of
Or is no?
no, they
actual
they
aid.
gave you the warehouse. They're giving you the mission, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Alright.
I think it sounds like we're at 2d.
Yes.
Go for it. Roll us in.
5.
5, not bad. 5-4, better than last time.
Better than last
All
time.
right.
Better. So much better than last time.
So I think. Let's see. You guys definitely. You're kind of. You're excited to get to use your boat. So y'all just load on into your secret little dock underneath your tower, and you let sort of Echo take the wheel or the stick, so to speak, I guess, as she gondolas you.
The stick has a wheel on it. And she uses that.
I
The
have like a
rudder,
little
it's
captain's
barely got a
wheel
rudder.
attached to the stick. It just like telescopes up.
As she sort of gondolas you around, and y'all make your way through sort of the dark waterways, avoiding people as much as you can. Oh, you do have to pick loadout.
Oh.
Normal.
Normal.
I'm gonna say normal. Because we're
Okay.
just banking on the fact that no one's gonna see us.
We're hoping. What is Logan doing?
He's gone.
He's back. Okay, so she kind of leads you through these passageways, And y'all had prepped a sort of path ahead of time with the underground, with the secret passageways and some hidden canals that not a lot of people know about. And you arrive at the back of the warehouse. It's a quiet night. You can hear in the distance a bit of sound from sort of the dock workers and some ships, as well as there's kind of the foul smell of the dirty water, and everything's pretty dark. Do you guys have like a little lamp or anything leading the way? Or are you making it pretty slowly with nothing at all?
I feel like Sylph has some
Night vision goggles, but those cost me a load. I'm wearing my night sight goggles.
That's up to you. I mean, the gondola could just have a little lantern on it. I just wasn't sure. And you arrive next to this grate. It's fairly large, but not big enough. I mean, it could fit the gondola and the three of you, but it would be tight.
Cool.
And obviously the grate is in front of it to stop entrance of any kind. And y'all arrive, and everything's gone pretty smoothly so far. But right as you get next to the grate, kind of in the distance, you can see another light heading your way along the waterway. That will be arriving shortly.
Wait, they're arriving on which waterway?
We're going to be sharing a
Y'all are
sharing
in
a
front
berth.
of the grate. You are in a canal.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else coming at you along the canal. You do not know what. It is too far away. You need to get through this gate somehow. Great.
Can I flash back to when I loosened this grate so we could just move it?
Yeah, definitely. How do you want to do that?
So I'll just have I have Tinker, right? So I can take it apart enough that it would be quick for us to remove it and then fasten it back when we're in there. Maybe put it on a hook mechanism or something more so than actually attached to the wall.
Okay. So you want to
We're refurbishing the grate.
Yeah,
refurbishing the grate, sort of. Okay, so you'll have risky standard for that flashy back.
How many is this going to cost me stress? Because that's important if I want to do it.
That is important. No, I don't.
It's just the roll? Okay.
Think so. It's just the roll.
Cool.
Because you can get to the waterway fairly easily now that you've found it. And the grate's pretty large.
Cool. Risky standard. Do you have a Devil's Bargain?
Devil's Bargain. Do I have a devil?
Or do either of you have one?
Maybe it's a one use only. You did it. Go ahead, Logan.
I think that something happens and Raine doesn't like you.
No!
No, that doesn't make sense. I like Sarah's a lot. Yeah, I think you with tinkering with it, you're pretty sure you can get it so that it'll open.
Mm-hmm.
You're not quite sure if you'll be able to get it to close again.
Okay.
I think you can get it open, but it'll definitely leave evidence that someone came along.
Should
the
we
way.
wait until this boat passes then, so they don't pass an open grate?
I mean, I haven't rolled for it. One dice is so risky.
But it's risky standard.
It is risky standard.
We can't. Can we aid you in a flashback?
If you were there,
you just have to be there. You have to describe how you were there. Fiction first. Fiction first.
Well, Abby can't operate the gondola. So Echo would have had to have been there.
That's
I had
true.
to be there to help her
No, I mean,
get
she
to
could
the
have been in
grave.
something else.
The water?
Yeah, I mean, or she could have had her own like small little boat, or she could have been hanging off the edge of
Yeah.
the
She's a bad.
canal.
She can
It's
hang
Sylph
not.
can't swim.
I'm athletic.
She's hanging off the edge. There was no part of her that was in the water with that statement. Okay.
She's Spidey
Did-
swung.
Like a little monkey.
She's Spidey swung. Okay, was anyone gonna assist? Or you all could lead a teamwork action to do something instead of a flashback. But
No, this is good. I'll just roll.
roll.
I'm scared. Blam! 5!
Are you taking-
Yes!
Oh, you didn't take the bargain?
Nope.
You did great.
Thanks.
You did great.
Yeah, you did it.
I
okay.
did great.
Wow, very funny. Okay, so yeah, in this flashback, you're it was an old, rusty, great kind of grown over with moss and obviously in disrepair. So it's not so much that it was complicated; it's more just that it needed a lot of attention to kind of get it working again, get all this the screws and the mechanism kind of that you wanted in place. But you successfully do it. You're able to kind of create a hinge that it now works on, that only you and the crew know about. Your consequence is it's pretty loud though, because it's so rusted over and kind of the metal screeching and all of this tinkering, and you're kind of in an open position more or less. So I think it creates some suspicion, and we're going to create a clock that is I guess Foghound's alerted, and it will be, we'll say 6 ticks.
6 seems good. Okay. Any
Takes-
mark?
you
or
hit the
just
mark
blank?
2.
Okay.
All right. So y'all kind of stroll up to this, despite the kind of light gradually growing closer and closer. It's a foggy night at the Foghound warehouse, and I can't think of words. Sylph sort of presses a little special button, and the grate just swings open soundlessly. She's oiled her hinges very well, and y'all duck inside into this sort of tunnel that leads underneath the warehouse. And I'm assuming you closed the grate after.
Yeah.
So the
yourself.
the gondola is outside the grate
No, the gondola is
in
inside the grate.
this tunnel. Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you can see it's just a single dark. Y'all are like really hunched over. This is like very mossy, kind of fetid water. Like it's not moving, even less so than the regular kind of canals. It doesn't seem like anyone has been down here in ages. So you can see though that it's just one really tight tunnel, and as you head down, you can hear a bit of talking like above you. Generally you're like underneath the warehouse, but you don't know where. And eventually, kind of just as you get a little further down, you see that there's a cover that you could potentially like lift up and move to be able to get access into the warehouse.
Can I mark blueprints of this place that I've obtained to determine where we're going to pop out of this little hatch?
Yeah, definitely. I think you'll still need to roll. To like to see how well you know.
We're like
the...
studying how far we are, like judging how far
like
the
to know
distance
exactly
was.
where you are once again.
Okay.
And then also to
Um,
make sure, like, who knows how long this has been here and when it's changed.
Yeah. So what's my position?
Do just risky standard. That should be fine.
Can I trade position
Yes,
for
yes,
effect
yes, yes, yes.
and do desperate great?
I love it.
Yes, you can. Oh, I was kind of thinking about this. How do you think you can make your position more desperate to get a greater effect? Is what I'm wondering. Because so our fiction here is that you've got the blueprints, you studied them.
Mhm.
So kind of your risky standard is that you studied them pretty well, you remember them.
I think
you think
so.
you know where
I've
you are.
studied them, and then what puts me in a desperate position is I also went and went there in person and tried to find somebody to confirm, like just not like, hey, can you confirm this, but like, hey, like that door on the left, like
Mhm.
just something in passing, so that I can know that it's up to date, but the risk is it comes across as suspicious.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
So we've got desperate greater.
And I will push myself. Is that how this works?
Yeah.
For an extra die?
Yes.
That's 2 stress?
Two
Two
stress
stress.
for 1 die.
Oh boy.
Hey!
Wow, 6. All right. So you do a really good job studying it. Man, you would
know
ace
this
that
warehouse.
test, that architectural test.
Yeah.
And you're able to confirm it pretty easily. Like, you don't even need to get super close. You kind of just have seen the warehouses before, and maybe you kind of peek into a couple or some unused
Yeah.
ones.
I think I maybe pay off some dock hand. Like I pay him
Yeah,
not that much money, and I'm just like, tell me the layout, and what he tells me lines up with the blueprint, so I'm
right.
pretty certain it's
Exactly.
right.
Yeah, you're pretty certain everything's all lined up correctly. Okay. So, knowing this, you know that the sort of little I guess like latch that y'all are under right now um is towards the sort of back of the warehouse. Should be in, I would say, like the warehouse is sort of like cordoned off into sections. And so you're currently in one of the far sort of back left. And normally the warehouse has 6 different divisions in it, that different goods are stored in. And let's see, what is your greater effect? I think your greater effect is that that puts you in a controlled position for your next, whatever your
Okay.
next issue is. So do you just want to go? You just want to hop on out?
I mean, I think I'll let the sneaky one do the sneaking.
I
The
shall
sneaky one do
sneak.
the sneaking.
Sneaky.
I will probably hop out and try to kind of scout ahead and make sure that the coast is clear for all of us, and then try to get everybody up there if it is.
Yeah, definitely. So you kind of jimmy this this trapdoor latch almost, and are able to just push it up and leave it hanging open before peeking out over, and you can see it's pretty dark. Y'all did this at night, of course, because you want less suspicion where possible. And there's not like a lot of lighting within the warehouse naturally. You can see it's a, like I said, it's a large, tall ceiling. There's a couple of what you think are sparklight sort of lanterns, maybe littered around because you can see sort of the faint aura of them, but there's none in the area you're in. And a quick look around as you're peeking kind of over at floor level, you can just see a big bunch of stacks of crates. Some of them are open. little bits of like packing crap is everywhere. Um, but there's no one in sight at the moment. Though you can hear sort of like some creaking, maybe a little bit of shuffling. Some of the lights move, change locations a little bit. A sneeze, a cough, but it's pretty silent.
Okay, I'm gonna go back down to the gondola and rejoin them. And
Okay.
I would like to
Did you? I mean, you weren't far. That was just you peeking out. So if you want to like scout more, we
No,
can.
I'm gonna try something before leaving.
Okay.
I would like to try to attune and see if I can find the spirit bottle. Yeah. Is that possible?
Definitely. You can try. I think you're well, I did say y'all would be controlled. I think it would be controlled limited because yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be controlled limited because as far as you know, it's empty. So it's not like an active bottle unless they've caught something in the meantime.
Right. Hopefully not. But I would like to try at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Trade position for effect twice.
Oh. I don't like that at all.
I don't know about that. I might.
So controlled limited?
Yeah.
Oops, I did it wrong. Yeah, that should be fine. 4?
4. All right. Let's see. So you kind of attune to the ghost field and try to figure out if you can sense anything, any unusual energies that may indicate like a spark craft or any sort of spirit essence if they've captured anything in the meantime. Much like you did when you found that alarm. And you are able to find sort of like a small blip on your radar. Imagine her ghost field radar. Like, bloop, bloop. And it is located sort of towards the so I said y'all were in the left back. It's located in the middle to the right, on the right. So not all the way across the warehouse, but kind of partially through the area. And your minor complication is going to be that when you attuned, you remembered that you have an unusually strong connection to the ghost field at the moment. And spirits have, strange things have been happening around you lately. So I want you to take 1 mark on a 4 clock that says spirits arrive.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness.
Do
Sylph, I swear if you bring the ghost into this...
That's 1 clock that I wouldn't mind being finished.
Yeah, and we'll take 1 mark on that guy.
Fun. Here it is.
So Sylph has like an idea of like directionality from that though, right?
Yes. Through the combination of her kind of feeling that energy and the blueprints from Duchess.
Cool.
That y'all are in the back right. You seem to be in a pretty this is like a small relatively closed off area. They're not even walls, they're more like just little partitions, or sometimes it's really just like crates are generally just stacked That way, in general, 6 different companies can use a warehouse, and Sylph can tell that the bottle is somewhere in the middle section across the way from y'all. But you don't really have vision of Sylph didn't have vision of the whole warehouse. She just had kind of a view of the surroundings, which seemed pretty safe for the moment.
How large is the warehouse?
Fairly big. I mean, I said it was 3 stories tall about, so I mean, I'm really bad with size. Big? I want to say like 100 feet? I don't really know. Once you get that big in size, I'm sorry, I'm not very good.
Okay.
Large.
It's large, yeah. It's not like something where I could run to where I sent this and just check it out.
You could. It might be desperate.
Yeah.
Large enough that it's a significant distance to travel, and you're pretty sure there's 2 other people in this warehouse.
Yeah, okay. So
yes, Echo and me.
2 fog hounds. 2 non-Foxfire.
I'm gonna
enter
signal this all to you all, and then I assume we'll just do a group stealth across to get to that area.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. So you all hop out of your gondola.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When
tie the gondola with a special knot, so it's easy to undo and race out of there.
Leave the stick in the ignition so we can.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you sort of peek around, like I said, so this area it's a little smaller than your average size, so it's just a little bit closer. Pretty dusty. It's largely unused, it seems, but there's a couple crates and everything stacked up and about. But when you peek around the corner, you can see that there's like one main sort of just open avenue for getting everything in and out, and then you can see pretty clearly the 6 sort of segments, counting your own, and then at the sort of that middle segment I was talking about, where we said the bottle is, there's an obvious light and shadow and person over at that area. And then you can also see there seems to be someone in the far, on your side, in the far closest to the entrance, near the entrance. So you could try and stealth. I think you could try and prowl. I think your effect might be 0 at the moment, because you've got 2 guards who are in no way distracted, and they have the only light sources.
Can I distract them?
Yes, of
Perfect.
course.
Can we flash back to me dropping off?
Pause for just a second. Sarah, were you speaking?
That was
really
I was
laggy.
Gonna say. Oh, I was just saying what Logan was gonna say.
Okay.
So he can go.
If you have a better idea,
go for it. No, well, you didn't even get to your idea, so.
So let's flash back to me dropping off a large cache of like fabricated documents to the Bluecoats.
Okay.
Stating that not even like the Foghounds, just like maybe some lord, maybe Penderton. I'll just throw Penderton's name around. Some other people, like a large weapons cache is coming through, and it's going to be used against the Lord Governor. Like, I'm gonna make it like a pretty deal.
Whoa. Okay, a big deal.
Yes.
Okay, that might be too stressed.
Okay.
For.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be too stressed because there's gonna be a second part to this. So I want to have dropped the things off, and then I want to have like gathered some information to figure out exactly when they're going to do this raid.
Yeah.
And have it timed for like 3, 1, bam. They kick the door open.
Yeah, really good timing. Wow. I might. How about we take that one at a time?
Okay, perfect.
So let's say I think it's 2 stress because you're trying to make a like big deal. Like you're trying to make
Yeah.
this a big deal.
Okay.
Not just like a little sort of, they deal with, I mean, this is Doskvol. This is happening all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time, basically. But this is something that the blue coats actually have to pay attention to.
Mhm.
Then what do you want to roll to make that happen?
I don't want to interact with them, so I don't think it's going to be consort. I think study might be the best to like reverse study,
Oh,
like make the documents look really like thorough and official.
legitimate, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's, I think that could work. So in that case, I think your risky greater
Oh.
if you
Risky
can pull
crater.
this off.
Oh, good. Do you have a devil's bargain for me?
A devil's bargain. We're gonna tick a clock. Make some ticks on your Jaren clock. Potentially.
Jaren.
Your
Oh,
brother-in-law?
Jaren. Yes. Okay.
Jaren. Yeah.
Got
He
it.
went to Jaren.
Do I
Yeah.
want
How
that?
many clicks?
Is there a better one?
I'm thinking maybe
No,
like
that's
heat.
good.
Like this could draw heat back to us if I like dropping Lord Penderton's name somehow links it back to what just happened at his estate and
Jaren's
blah,
in
blah,
the
blah.
blue coats, right? Though, like it
Yeah.
could be that he's part of the investigation that's like looking into this, and he like something looks off about the handwriting to him, but he kind of like lets people look
Oh,
into it anyway.
yeah,
Okay.
that's good. How about, Jaren is going to be part of this group that's investigating
Oh.
right
Oh,
now.
perfect. Yeah, of course I will accept that.
Yeah.
I love it.
I might make it like a combo, like just one tick on his clock, but then he
But
is
he'll
gonna
be
be
here,
at
yeah.
this thing,
Got
at this
it.
sort of raid. Okay.
Does anyone want to help me?
I can help by saying like in this flashback we talk about it and I basically am like pretending to be a clerk for the governor's office who like is pushing the blue coat on like this matter and is like this is really important, we need to like get this solved. Word has gotten to the governor that like there's this whole movement against him and like we can't have that.
I love it.
Okay.
And essentially
What do you want to roll?
I just hound them.
And I'll give you 1 stress for that.
Okay.
Sway, because like
Sure.
Wait, if
I
she's
can
I
do
thought
I
she was
need to roll?
assisting me. She just
Oh, does she need? Well,
she pays stress and I get the
I
die.
pay
pay stress
stress.
from the assist.
He
Yeah,
gets a
I guess
die.
she doesn't have to do the flashback stress.
Yeah. She's not
Okay,
setting me up.
yes.
She's just assisting.
My bad. Yeah,
They're
my
f-
bad.
Yeah. They all
Gosh,
So
blame
I
it's
don't get
like
any
2 weeks
stress.
and we've forgotten how to play somehow. You do take 1 stress just from the assist,
Okay.
but you don't have to
Poif.
roll anything.
Poif.
Okay. So I'm at 2 bonus die. Okay, come on. Critical.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. That was good. Oh,
that was
really
with the
good.
assist.
Good thing
Yeah,
I did
clutch
both of those, or
assist.
else I would have rolled
Because
a 1-1.
yeah, the 1-1 would have been real bad. That would have been so delicious.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
bad.
here's what happens. So y'all do that, and you really studied sort of everything you needed to. You got all the right information, and you just kind of knew there's just something you knew, like how to phrase everything and frame it all so that people would take it seriously, especially with Echo helping you as sort of a impromptu official.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bluecoats do take it very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that it even reaches the newspapers, and you see like newspaper articles, kind of like that have scrounged up a rumor, and they're sort of like deadly weapons cache heading through the docks, bluecoats in hot pursuit. And with all this, it starts to become like a big thing. A lot of people are spreading rumors of all different kinds about it. But I think it'd only be one stress then to find out exactly when the raid on this warehouse is going to happen.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely do that. And I
But you'll
guess, yeah,
need to roll again for that.
yes. So is
And
that, I would assume, would be like consort to like scrounge up rumors, like get some inside information from
yeah.
inside the bluecoats. Okay. Okay, here we go. And what's my position on this one?
Oh, for this one, you are. Let's say controlled standard, because everyone's talking about it, so it's not odd
Yeah.
that you're asking a bunch of questions.
Perfect. A 6 again. Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's all your good rolls compared
Yeah,
to all
I'm
the other
tapped out.
nights. Okay. So you easily find out the exact time and place. You were kind of able to get close to some of the blue coats using the information from Jaren and all this craziness, and you are able to get the timing exactly right. And right as y'all are looking to kind of peek around the corner, Duchess kind of holds up her finger, holds everyone back, and is like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then right when that happens, there's like a big bam, bam, bam. Blue coats, open up. And
Perfect.
you see both of the guards, or both of the foghounds in the warehouse, kind of jump to attention. And one is the one that's over in the middle section kind of runs over to the other guy and is like, what the fuck is this? No one's told us anything about this. I thought we paid them off like we talked about. And
Go.
then there's another big like bang, bang, bang as they kind of furiously figure out what to do. So
There's your
what are y'all doing?
We run.
Stealthily.
Group action, run.
Yes.
Okay, so group stealth.
Yeah, group stealth.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Who wants to lead?
No stealth.
Who wants to lead?
I
I just took a 5 stress.
I don't have a lot of stress.
Okay, Echo can
I
lead.
can lead.
Oh, I guess you started at 0 because you overindulged.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So I have
Cool.
I have a lot. So we're prowling.
What's our position?
It's gonna be risky standard.
Okay.
Is it?
Oof. I made up for it.
Oof.
Oh my god!
Wow. Okay. Good thing.
You guys are
Look at all those
terrible!
ones. It's a good thing Abby got that 6.
We've
Wow.
only rolled 1s and 6s for like the past.
That's pretty fun. Okay, so
Echo takes 3 stress. No, 2
Yeah.
stress.
2
'cause I
stress.
said
2
that-
stress.
Yeah, 2 stress.
and
And we get a 6, which is good.
you did get a
Oh,
6, so you do it
perfect.
with no consequences. So you dash over like right when that first fist pounds against the door. You made a quick run over there. Once you get over there, it's not hard to see. It's just a sort of, there's just like a little desk that the guy was at, and with a couple documents on it, as well as a bunch of crates everywhere. The only other thing is you don't see the bottle right away. Like it's not just lying on the desk.
Dang, I wish they had a label maker.
Spirit
Darn,
bottle.
contraband isn't labeled.
What's the big
if-
idea?
I mean, I could assist somebody if they wanted to study. With like my knowledge of packing. I just don't have a great, or someone could assist me. I have 1 and For the boxes.
Y'all are on a time limit too. So
Mhm.
there's like a
Hmm.
4 clock with 1 tick in it already that blue coats enter.
Or does Abby have more ghost dog?
I could. Feel like like a survey or a study is probably the best bet. Just like quickly searching through to figure out if we can find which crate it is in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can like maybe I can do a setup action with a tune and then
Y'all
we can...
don't have any light at the moment either. It's a heads up. It's all at the front.
Isn't there a light at the desk? No, they took it with
It was
them.
with the guy.
I'll mark a lantern.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What's it matter? What's 1 lantern and
What's
my
1 lantern?
With 5 load.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can not set you up. I can assist you in studying.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll study.
Are you setting her up, Sylph?
I can. I can do an attune to try to narrow it down more.
Do you want to do a setup or do you just want to assist?
Do a setup, and then Logan's gonna assist her.
Okay. Okay, yeah. You can do another attune.
Okay.
Risky standard.
Okay.
With the gold.
It's a 1.
It's a 1. Okay.
Great.
You attempt to kind of attune once again really quick, but you're under a lot of pressure and it makes it impossible to really kind of hone in. Let's tick 2 on the spirits arrive clock.
Okay, so Abby's bringing, or Sylph is bringing the spirits. I'm bringing the blue coats. Who are you bringing to the party, Echo?
Nobody. You guys are crazy. I have a blue coat who doesn't like me, so who knows? Okay, so that didn't help.
No.
No.
So I will use foresight to assist. So how I prepared for this is, I think that before this, I figured out who, or like all the symbols for the 6 companies and like how they organize, not how they organize, but how they label their goods. So I'll be able to like help her pick out the crates that are out of place. Like not narrow it down,
that
but
don't
like I can
seem to be labeled correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
That's 2 dice.
Do you want to push yourself or do you want a devil's bargain?
What's the position she's in?
Your position is just risky standard still. Y'all are very close to, you're on the edge of being desperate for multiple reasons. But
don't push yourself. Trade yourself.
Yeah, be desperate, great.
risky standard.
Yeah, I can trade.
Okay, so we need to. So how do you make yourself? You're risky.
How's it more desperate?
Because you're under a time crunch. But yeah, what are you doing that makes things more desperate in order to get a bet?
Maybe you're wrecking shop.
Are you?
Are
you being loud? Do you just not care at this point?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna be loud because I'm relying on the noisy blue coats.
Okay. Yeah. So you've given up a little bit on the stealth at this, and you're just rummaging through.
We
things
never
as
had
loudly
it.
as
It was just Sylph.
She did that group action.
Sylph is our only.
She was like
we
every
had
she was like
one.
shh, shh, shh.
I've attached those little poppers to the bottom of my shoes, and I forgot to
I
take
was
them
wearing
out.
my heels and the click clack of the heels. I just couldn't.
I came from a taps performance.
Okay, so you are
So
desperate greater
great. Okay.
with 2 die.
With 2 die. I'm gonna push myself.
Nice.
So I'll have 3 die.
Yeah.
Do you want a devil's bargain?
What? Tell me what it would be.
The devil's bargain is that Sir Arthur is also in this raid.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Do I want Sir Arthur or do I want the stress?
Sir Arthur.
Do both.
Sir Arthur. Let's have Sir Arthur there.
Do both. Take the stress
Yeah,
for
I
no
was gonna
reason.
say do both. Why not?
Push yourself in, devil's bargain.
Then I
4
have
dice.
three bonus dice.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, do you have an yeah? Because you got an assist,
Big
right?
moves.
Yeah.
Big move.
I'm already making noise. Whatever. Let's do it. Okay. 3 dice. Let's hope this works.
5.
All
That's
right,
pretty good.
5. Okay. Let's see. So y'all do it. There's kind of Sylph tried to attune, just got like zapped out of the radar basically, and she's out of play. But recovering quickly as kind of there's a ruckus being created towards the front. Duchess starts pointing out different boxes and she's like, that doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there. This is the wrong symbol for this area. Anyway, and then Sylph, you're just like pulling them as quickly as possible, kind of like breaking open parts if need be. And it doesn't take you too long before you've acquired what looks to be a fancy looking spirit bottle. It was hiding sort of in the back a little bit, but you quickly kind of just snatch it up. It's easy enough to tell from the blueprints that y'all looked at that this is the right one. It's not your running spirit bottle. And let's see. I'm trying to think what your great effect. I think that was just, it was pretty, y'all did work quicker. Normally I would say tick 2 clocks on the blue coat thing, but I'm just gonna have you tick 1 real fast on that blue coat's enter clock.
Great.
And now
Let's go.
you just need to escape.
Okay.
Did you
have
was
something
the
you want to say, Logan?
was the great, was it that we couldn't get out? Is that what the consequence was?
No, that was a devil's bargain that I didn't take.
She didn't take, so
Okay,
we're
okay,
good
okay,
on the
okay.
devil. Yeah, your escape route can be the same as you.
That
you
means
just
we
kinda-
can infiltrate this warehouse anytime we want.
All day, every day.
Yeah, theoretically.
Okay, take the money and run.
Take the money and run. Are we just running?
I think we'll try to
Are we gonna prowl?
stealth across again, yeah.
Yeah, we'll try.
We'll try. You can see, I mean, the door to the warehouse has been opened, and the guys are arguing and sort of physically barring the blue coats at the moment. And then the guys that were outside are also kind of helping. So
Are
no
all
one's
5 of them up there?
all 5 of them are around the front. Only 2 of
Okay.
them are inside. The other 3 are still outside. And you
Mhm.
can see it's a large contingency of blue coats, like of them. They haven't come to blows yet, but they're arguing pretty fiercely. up front.
Hopefully they didn't call in the SWAT team, and so we're not about to have like blue coats in the back door as well.
Why would you say that?
Because it's fun.
Call the SWAT team, the blue coat SWAT team. There's no such thing.
The blot team.
The blot.
Anyway, let's prowl.
Yeah.
I take off my firecracker shoes.
Thank you.
You try.
Who
Wait,
wants
Is it
to
a group
leading?
action again?
Who wants to lead? I can lead. You guys have taken a lot of stress.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're leading?
I only have 4 stress left.
Yeah, I'll lead.
Okay.
What's our position?
Um.
Logan assumes risky standard.
Well, it doesn't matter for the two
No,
that
I
I
are
actually
leading it.
think it's desperate standard because the door is now open.
Okay, that's fine. Do we?
Do we all mark
I think we do.
for that?
I'll mark what?
Because we all
Like,
have
since
to
it's a
take the
desperate roll.
consequence too, right? I think.
Okay, that is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, you mean for XP?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Okay.
What did you say? Desperate standard?
Yeah, desperate standard.
Oh, that's disappointing.
All right.
4?
Ooh, you
4
barely
and 2
make it.
stress.
Oh,
That's
That would have
okay,
been
I can
really
take
fun
2.
if y'all had failed.
You're really
Uh,
carrying the
Yeah, I know.
sneaky team.
that's why we're good when we're in disguise.
all those group prowls. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so y'all make your way over, trying to be sneaky in the back, despite all the noise you made, and I think y'all are able to get to the back. But I think someone catches sight of y'all like just as you're about to turn the corner to where the trap door, and you hear someone ring out like, "Hey, what are you doing back there?" And before like the blue coats finally kind of storm in, but y'all have safely gotten back to your gondola and quickly sort of escape down through the way you came. But I am going to add extra heat to
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
the score.
We turbo gondola out of there.
You turbo gondola out of there. You press the nitro on the
No.
She pulls out the second stick and she starts like skiing the gondola out.
Maybe that will be my like
It was
pimping
really
out the
2 sticks the
gondola.
entire time. Whoosh, whoosh. All right, so y'all have
I row.
successfully completed your.
You guys, that
score.
one went so much better than our other ones.
So much better.
It
I
helps
Alright.
that we
really-
rolled 1s and 6s.
It really helps that we rolled, and I
There was
think
a
we
lot
were
of
much more
6s.
strategic
Yeah.
in our effect.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all have acquired the bateau. Now, your contract said you needed to return it to them for the price of 6 coins.
Mm-hmm.
Will
Yeah,
you be
I
doing that?
I don't see why not.
Can I? They said we had a week. Do we still have time?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have a couple days.
Since we're contractual, yeah, we could, if we felt like it was a good idea to like draw up some detailed plans of the thing. So we
Yeah, or if we can do that, and if I can figure out what it does, like maybe
I
that
mean,
way
you
we
already
have.
have blueprints, technically. I mean,
That's true.
I mean, they're not really blueprints. They're more like drawings, I guess.
Like a
Yeah.
diagram.
I was thinking they were just like illustrations to know what it looks like.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so yeah, y'all. I think you were fairly quick. I mean, maybe you have a day or two before the sirens. Granted, they'd probably prefer it if you were faster, of
Yeah.
course, but before your week is up.
Well, they should have paid us more per day.
You should have negotiated your contract.
We don't negotiate.
Well, then you
We don't
can't ask for
negotiate with
more.
criminals.
Okay. So I don't know then if we want to do um hmm. I'm not sure if we want to move those. So y'all want to like investigate this bottle?
Yeah.
I
quick?
don't want anything to do with this bottle. I bet you bring it back. Oh, this is good. How about you bring it back to the tower and then we have a little tiff about it?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
we'll
like,
play
okay,
that
let's
out.
go. Like, okay, let's go return this arcane bottle and get it out of our sight. And you're like,
I'm like holding it. I'm like, no, we need to figure out. If we know what it does, then maybe we can figure out what their plans are. Because really, our job isn't to end this war; it's to kind of weaken the Wraith's hold on it, right? So if we can,
our job is to make money.
yes, and we can
And I
make
don't-
money better if we know what our allies are up to.
And I'm like, Sylph, how unusual is this bottle, like in your experience? Like, is this a big deal or is this not a big deal? I have no idea. Spirits are not my thing. But if
I
it
don't wanna
seems like
get-
a big deal, that's just like, no.
It's unusual. I mean, Sylph, you don't know enough about spirit bottle innovation. You've been out of the spirit wardens for a long time by now.
Mhm.
You know your average run of the mill person who, I mean, like anyone could theoretically buy a spirit,
Yeah.
but like you've never seen this sold before. You don't know if there are other. I mean, the sirens had to have gotten it somehow, so
Mhm.
someone's making them and selling them.
I don't want to be mixed up in this arcane nonsense.
Why not?
I'd rather just.
So interesting.
No.
Duchess, spirit bottles are used against the arcane. This would be to our benefit to know
Yes.
about.
Yes,
trap
they're used
them.
against the arcane, and the arcane doesn't like it. And so they're not going to just sit by passively while we go around hoovering up the spirits.
Hoover, what's a Hoover? Never heard of
Hoover,
that before.
what?
It's a spirit hoover.
It's the Dyson of
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Hoover. I think it's a good idea to just have like detailed plans about this. Like we just take the time to like
I
maybe
can hear
write
them
down.
coming right now.
They're coming. The spirits are coming.
The cat spirits.
The cat spirits. Meow. Tell me your thoughts.
They're angry.
They're
Get that thing out of here!
It's so good. Okay.
So that's all. That's all my thoughts.
Y'all could roll about it, or
We're democratic. I'm outvoted.
okay. So y'all
So
want to
I
make
say we take
dedicated
like a
plans of
day.
it?
We only take a day, and we like just.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that's easy enough if you're spending a whole day doing. They're not great. Neither of you are engineers, but
I'm a tinkerer.
Sylph does the best she can with what she knows and kind of creates a basic mock-up, and y'all copy the drawings that Amaris gave you.
Mm-hmm.
So you think you could theoretically show it to someone and maybe, I don't know, they'd be able to understand what you're talking about
Is she rolling for it?
or recreate it. I don't think so. Not at the
Dang.
moment.
I was gonna actively hinder.
No, that's no such thing. Okay, so you do that. So now you have a sort of copy
Nice.
or plans, rudimentary plans. Let's clarify.
A
And then
bottle.
you return it to the sirens, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think you bring it. You meet up with Amaris again. At a much more quiet time, really before the restaurant, before Muse is even open. So no one's in there. And you kind of bring it over, slam it on the bar top, or
No, we'll go up to Amaris and we'll say, like, the job is done. Can we meet in the private room again or something? And then hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So she
I
brings you.
also feel like Sylph is actively looking around for Raine.
Definitely.
She's like,
You don't see Raine at the moment.
That's
She's
okay.
not here at the moment.
My
or
heart
in
is
this
just
room, at least.
broken. It's okay.
You'll hold on to that little lipstick kiss. Don't worry. Okay,
I
so
put it in my
Amaris is
wallet.
like kind of raises an eyebrow and looks maybe a little excited even before she. Okay, follow me real quick. We'll make this nice and proper, I guess, and takes you back to the same room that you met the voice in, but the voice is so
Is
it
there
is
a
a
pile
completely
of pillows in the
closed
middle
off room.
of
There
the
is no
room?
pile of anything. It's just a nice desk, sort of table. It's a nice table, really, with a couple chairs around. And she says, "All right, you have it."
Yep. And I'll pull it out.
She kind of snatches it real quick, looks it over, and is like, "All right, good job, good job. Doesn't look like there's any damage or any." Okay. She kind of puts it on the table. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back with your payment. And really just, yeah, in a couple of moments, she comes back with the equivalent of 6 coin for you.
Nice.
woo!
And then kind of Amaris grabs the bottle, tosses it in the air a little, does the little flip, grabs it, and is like, "Thanks again. We appreciate the help, of course, and I hope we'll be doing business with you again soon."
Same?
Okay, so 2 gold each, or 2 coin each.
Yeah, 2
And then
points.
how much rep?
Okay, so for rep, you get 2 by default, and I will give you +1.
Ooh, we're getting
tier.
close.
Yep, we're 1 away. And then heat.
For heat, I think we'll do 2 standard with contained exposure. I'm gonna give you +2 for that last desperate roll.
Got it. Okay, not too bad. And then
So
and
4
then
heat
what?
total.
Is it?
Then you get to do downtime.
I thought we have entanglements.
Oh, well, yeah, but yes,
we do
you're correct.
Entanglements, yeah, and then downtime, you're right.
You do entanglements. Who wants to roll? Y'all's heat is, I think, at 4.
Yes.
What was that? Sorry.
It's a
1.
1.
Okay, gang trouble or the usual suspects. Let's see. I don't really have a gang member. Okay, so I guess we'll do the usual suspects. 1 player volunteers a friend or vice purveyor as the person most likely to be taken by the blue. And then make a fortune roll to find out if they resist questioning or pay the bluecoats off with 1.
It doesn't really make sense for my vice purveyor to be taken in.
No.
Well, Sarah doesn't have a vice purveyor
Yeah.
at the
I
moment.
mean, Sarah does, but he doesn't really know her.
You have a tentative one.
Yeah, Grist.
They could take Telda.
It can be. It just says one player volunteers a friend or vice purveyor. It doesn't have to be. Or y'all can pay the coin.
I'll just pay a coin.
Okay.
I sacrificed my coin for this.
All right. Echo pays off the blue coats. Or I think you should still pick someone, actually, because they're like in trouble, and then you come and save them, which I think will have narrative effect. Tilda.
I think Tilda. I like Tilda. I want to save Tilda.
Oh,
We
what
wanna
if it's
see more-
Raine?
No, Raine's not actually a friend.
Could be.
Raine is not being taken, Logan. She's precious and needs to
What
be
about that
protected
other?
at all costs.
What about your other one?
No.
Oh,
She's
Ramona?
too
she's like a
important.
noble, though. She's kind of big wig to be grabbed
Yeah.
by the
I
ship.
mean,
I'm a
we
noble.
could.
I
we
think
could
Tilda makes
have
sense.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Tilda-
with
Clyra.
Okay. Clyra, yeah. That works too because she's recently sort of switched sides, so she's still a suspect. Do you want to do Clyra? Because I might give you like a tick on a clock to acquire Clyra back if you
Yeah,
save her from the
I'll
blue.
do Clyra.
Okay. So we'll do Clyra. Tick 1 mark then on a clock, long-term clock for
How long
back
is
in
long?
Clyra's good grace. 1 tick on a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry if my voice cuts out. I don't know what's
It's okay. You two's internet has been iffy, but your voices are good, so.
Mhm. I mean, you know Raine, but your voices are all right.
Well, no one is Raine, that's for sure.
And now we get to do downtime.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Very
I love
excited.
it. I'm gonna
Uh,
indulge my vice,
Okay.
as one does every time.
You're gonna indulge your vice, so you're gonna go to the opera? 5.
Guess
That
how
was-
much stress I had?
5.
5.
That was lucky. Okay. So you go to the opera per the usual.
Yeah, and I think I'm very popular this night because I have a lot of information on this conspiracy against the governor. Like all this hoopla that's
yeah.
happening, and everyone wants to get the earful from Duchess.
Yeah,
Or from
I think
Not from
so.
Duchess. I don't go by Duchess. I go by
From Madame Arnier.
yeah, correct. Yes.
So yeah, Madame Arnier is suddenly very in the know, and all the nobility have
Mhm.
started to, or not all, but some of them have
I
started
think
to
I get
flock
like
around
invited to stay like for the next like the session beyond, like the better session, not the good one, but like
you. Mhm.
above what my ticket is for.
Right. You make it to the next level of opera.
Yes.
The next.
Just for tonight, just because everyone
act.
wants to hear about it.
Right. Okay. Cool. Who's up next? Anyone have something they want to do?
I'll indulge my vice.
You'll indulge your vice.
Yes.
Go visit lovely
Arana, the blessed.
Arana the Blessed. I like her a lot, actually. I'm sad we lost Sergeant Velk so quickly,
Yeah, he went really
but we
fast.
get to bring in Grit instead. Okay, so Arana the Blessed. So you head to your party barge.
Party
Reroll.
barge.
Party barge.
Come on, party barge. 4. I'll
4.
take it. Down to
Who
2.
currently has 6 stress. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, Aranis comes in kind of. Is it Aranis or Arana?
Arana.
Arana. I was mixing
Araignée.
Arana with
No.
Aramis and Araigné. Too many A names suddenly. Amancio is up in there too
Amancio.
somewhere. Okay. So, Arana sees you again and is glad to see you, I guess. She well enough, she's a woman of few emotions, but her face seems to lighten slightly when she sees you. And she asks you, as always, it's kind of like a ritual almost. She's kind of like, how may I help you, young one?
I'm just here to see he who walks in darkness, kind of, meditate on his teachings. The usual.
Of course.
I don't know if I can get a room with Arden. I don't know if Arden's around. Maybe,
You want to roll a fortune roll real quick to see if Arden's around?
Oh, well, it's a 2, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's a 2, I guess, because you just take 1.
Yeah.
She says, oh, so you've been speaking with Arden. He is also a devotee and very zealous. We are always happy to see him. Unfortunately, he's not in. He must be doing the Great One's work somewhere else.
Understandable.
But I think I do have something that will be perfect for you. And once again, she leads you through the corridors. Very many doors, many more than there should be, many more hallways than there should be. And once again, she kind of taps on one and almost like listens to before opening it and ushering you in. This time though, it is not pitch black. There is one single lantern and there's 6 statues sort of arranged in a seated position around the statue or around the lantern, which is flickering oddly and casting kind of these strange shadows. And there's a spot open for a person to sit. And he who walks in darkness meows greatly into the void. And I think Sylph sits down with the statues and kind of communes with her god.
Talks to him in his native language.
Loud today. He's very talkative.
He's feisty and messing with my cords, so I have to hold him, but he does not want.
Okay.
What
so
do these statues look like?
They're kind of like crude stone statues of people, of humans.
Not cats.
Not cats. They're sort of like faceless, indistinguishable. All right. Who's up next?
I'm scared to indulge my vice.
You don't have to.
Well, I only have 5 stress, and judging by Logan's near call.
I don't think you have to yet. Actually, it's once you have trauma, you
have to.
Yeah, if you don't have any trauma, you're free to ignore your vice.
But that's not fun. You could roll another entanglement, or you could lose Gris and we won't even meet him.
No, you'll have to meet him.
I'm just running through my advice purveyors.
Yeah.
I'll have to be my own. I'll have to set up a gambling house so I can.
And the bottom rung of our tower.
Yeah.
Pimping our tower out with a gambling den. All right.
I'll man up and I'll woman up and indulge my vice. Oh, no bonus voice. Okay.
Hey.
There we go. 3.
See, now you do it again. And you're rolling 2 exactly.
Yeah.
Really living on the edge.
So you roll 3. I think you make your way back to the dock. And kind of arrive within the boxing warehouse turned boxing ring, and it's as busy as always. Like when you first kind of visited there to gather information, you actually see some of the same guys from before over in their corner. They seem like But this time you see a very large man leaning. Actually, he's not leaning. He's talking to someone kind of quietly. He's stooped over them a little bit, and I mean large as in barrel-chested, tall. He's built like a like a
Brawler.
brick
Built-
wall. Yeah. Even more so, like he's definitely not someone. Velk looked like a fighter. He looked scrappy. This man looks like a that you can't. And he's dressed in pretty simple
favorite.
sort of sailor's garb, just a white shirt and some linen trousers, I guess. A bald head and a crooked nose. But he's currently leaning down, talking to someone. He kind of sees you enter though and gives you like a quick up and down before he just kind of stands up. And this man, like I said, is tall. I'm thinking like pushing 6'6", 6'8".
Be still echoes heart.
And he kind of lumbers over to, like, the minute
So
he
great.
stops paying attention to that other person, the other person stops talking, and he sort of lumbers over to this newcomer to his boxing ring, and he tilts his head a little bit and he looks down at you and he said, "Well, who are you, little missy? You're a new one to the gambling dens of the docks. Looking for a fight?"
Always. There's just something about a fresh fight. I think Echo is just kind of like,
How does Echo stack up? I think we talked about Echo being tall.
she's tall. So she's like, I don't know how tall this man is, but
This
I
man
feel
is
like Echo's
abnormally
like,
tall. So
Echo's like 6 foot.
yeah,
in my
so
brain.
tall enough that he's doesn't have to kind of lean like he does with most people. Are you looking? He's kind of like, are you looking?
Is this a flirty thing or is this just a like territorial thing?
No, this is more territorial, but you could turn it flirty.
Get your flirt on.
Just don't care.
I think Echo wants to get her flirt on with Grist, but she's
Okay.
not gonna be that easy. She's Logan's so comfortable.
You show him. They're not easy.
No, like, you know, the people that she spends the night with, she just, you know, they mean nothing to her. They're just
Right.
a means to a warm bed.
No,
But
Grist
Grist
is
seems
kind of looking you up and down, and he's like, "Well, are you looking to be a fighter, or are you looking to win some money with Lady Luck?"
I'm
And
always
he kind of
she's
smirks
like,
a little.
I'm not looking for a fight with you. She's like, but I'm always looking for Lady Luck. And you look like you're a lucky one.
He looks like Mr. Luck.
He was like, "Oh, people don't pick fights with me and live to tell the tale."
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
have
that.
been known to spend a fair amount of time with Lady Luck herself. And he kind of like puts his arm not around you, but is guiding you like towards the ring.
He's like showing me the facilities.
Get in there.
Really showing you the facilities, but kind of like getting you actually into the sort of the gambling.
Perfect. He's escorting me to the
Yeah,
tables.
he's kind of escorting you, and like people are obviously giving him a wide berth, and you by proxy, you know, as he kind of leads you through. Like, normally people are fighting for space to get close to where the fight is. they're just immediately dancing out of the way, basically, in haste to get away out of his kind
Yeah.
of reach.
And I feel like Echo just chats him up and is like, what kind of fights you run, and, like who are the fighter, like all that kind of stuff is just kind of like
doesn't really
letting-
respond.
mm,
Like you're kind of talking, but he's kind of like he's like maybe nodding a little bit, but he's not really looking like at the crowd of people and then also at the fight. And he says, he eventually y'all get pretty close, and he said, all your answers will be taken care of. Or no. He says,
Grist is playing hard to
Grist
get,
is
man.
saying, yeah, he is. Grist says, you're not asking the right question, but your first bet's on me. And then he gives you a sizable amount of coin before walking off, and he gives like a little no, he doesn't do a wink. He gives you another up down and then kind of goes back to his viewing balcony.
Perfect. Oh, always in that viewing balcony. Gotta get up there, find out what that's about.
The proprietor. You can do whatever you want.
Perfect. Great.
Okay, that's that.
Echo has a good little crush.
Get yourself a boy toy.
He's a heck of one, that's for
A
sure.
mountain, a boy mountain,
A boy mount.
a man mountain,
A mountain toy.
a mountain toy.
Okay, who
mountain
wants to
range.
go next?
Duchess trains prowess, leveling up her prowess,
Nice.
and she trains specifically wreck.
Okay.
So she is tired of things getting in her way, like physical things. And so she trains on how to like break things.
Best ways to break things, kind of
Like,
the weak points of certain
Yeah,
objects.
like these crates would have been so
like
much
the
easier if you can just
physical-
like I don't know. I'll
Gets in
flavor
touch
it
with
more.
her physicality.
Correct. Like she looks like a not a frail woman, but she looks not very strong, but she's packing. Okay, like underneath her like nice flowy dress, like she's just 82 pounds of pure muscle.
Maybe once you get to Rec 3, I'll give you that one. I think she's maybe gained a little muscle from her practice.
81 pounds.
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, you can train whatever you want. I feel like, yeah, at the moment it's less about force and more about finding the weak point.
Mm-hmm.
She finds out, she looks at something and
Yeah.
kind of susses out where it might
She
be
wrecks
weakest,
it with her mind first, and then with her body.
and then with her body. Okay. Next.
Quite like what Echo just did to Man Mountain.
Yes?
Wrecked with mind, body to come.
Uh, maybe. Okay. We've got 2 more downtime activities.
Mm-hmm.
I
Do
want to
people-
train
Okay. Train.
in prowess.
Prowess. So you get 2 marks.
I maybe ask Sylph to help me be a little more stealthy. I'm really tired of how stealthy we have to be all the time. I'm not used to this. Pirates just come in, maybe they trick people or convince people, but we're not sneaky. So maybe I'm like, Sylph, could you like do a girl a favor and like maybe help me out with some sneaks moves? I don't know.
Yeah. I'll help you. I was gonna train prowess too, so I'll just do that along
Okay.
with you.
You can do them together.
Yeah.
Was anyone going to spend
I
something for
was.
more?
Going to spend a coin to work on my devil's whiskey bottle.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
How
I don't
were we doing
remember.
that? It was
I think I was consorting to find somebody to do it for me.
Yeah.
yes, that makes sense. I think that is what we did.
Sick.
Nice.
Trying to look back in our rolls. Yeah, Duchess rolled a cons.
What is 6? How many ticks?
6 is 3 ticks.
Yeah. 3
Whoa,
ticks.
I'm halfway. Nope, I'm a little over halfway there.
This is just to get the person to make it. Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
It's a pretty simple design. I just don't know any glass blowers.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else wanted to pay anything? You can use rep.
If I want one of my projects to be pimping out the gondola,
Yeah.
what would I have to roll for that?
That's
I don't have
acquiring an
anything in
asset.
Tinker.
Yeah, that's temporary assets, but like we can, when we level up our crew, we can mark another check on the boat, and it becomes like armored and everything.
So we should just wait until we level up as a
Yeah.
crew. Okay. Then I won't do that.
Yeah, if you wanted to primp out the boat, you can.
But I would like a foghound asset too.
A foghound asset. So that
We talked about that for a hot minute.
so you want to like make a turncoat in the foghound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
that will be a long-term project.
Okay. How long is long term?
I'm thinking 10 o'clock.
Wow.
'Cause
Okay.
you're trying to turn someone within the game.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna pass on that for now.
I mean, could that be something like that we can all work on?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Anyone
So
can
like,
work on it.
so it's like a 10 clock, but like I could also contribute as well.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll make the clock, and then we'll just know that we can all work on it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and then you have to pick how are you going to turn this person? Like, are you going to do, okay, so here's the thing. You could make a heist out of this, or you can do a long-term project. So we can do a heist where you find a way to convince someone to be on your side. Or we
Like
can
a little mini heist.
do, I mean, yeah, mini. Are they ever really that many? They always. So it's up to you. I mean, if you don't think that would be interesting, then yeah, I think it's going to be for downtime activity.
How do you guys feel? Is it
I mean,
worth
I
it?
think that would be super worth it.
Okay. Let's do it as a 10 clock. And I would be swaying, obviously, because we want them to help us. Like, I'm convincing them. And maybe it's like a combination of like, we're really good to work with, and like the foghounds seem like they're pretty thick, and like there's not a lot of like maybe I find someone who's ambitious
Uh-huh.
and like doesn't have anywhere to go in the foghounds. Like the foghounds are just muscle, and they like this person is shining young star who's like not gonna be recognized. So I headhunt him away.
Mm-hmm.
Him
Okay.
or her.
Yeah. So I think you do some headhunting then, and find this one member of the Foghound who seems to be maybe destined for greater things, let's say.
Just or like dissatisfied.
Yeah,
you know.
dissatisfied. They're more valuable doing something else.
I overhear them at a bar, and this guy is sounding way too philosophical to be happy in the foghounds.
Okay. So you will need to roll your
Foghound. Okay. 5.
5. Okay, so you take 2 marks on that clock. And
I spend a coin.
yes, you have to spend a coin.
Cool. I'm done. I'm good.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do? Any other downtimes? Any scenes we want to take care of? Okay, sounds like we're finished up for this
Get XP.
heist number. Oh, get XP.
XP.
The most important part.
See, I never
He
think
never
of
wants
it
to give us XP.
I
because
know,
I
he's
don't
like-
benefit from the XP,
Yeah.
so I don't care. So it goes right over my head. It has no it's not it's all mechanics. It's no story. I don't like. What's the
That's
story
true.
behind your
We need
XP?
rewarded though.
Yeah.
You got coin and rep.
That's true, but that's
Stop
not
asking for too much. Okay, PC advancement. Did you
Yes.
hit your playbook specific XP triggers?
I addressed many
did.
challenges with stealth or evasion. Many.
Many? Two?
Many.
I think?
Many.
3, if we count that information gathering.
Yeah, 3.
I deceived when I played this clerk.
I
They have
calculated
to
and
overcome a
conspired.
tough obstacle or threat. Which assisting would not count in that regard, unfortunately.
I rolled so many times for calculation and conspiracy.
I think you definitely did with that whole
Yes, I'll
flashback
give
ploy.
you 2.
Thank you. That's all I've ever
that
wanted,
flash.
Sean.
That flashback set. Abby,
Yes.
you get 1.
Come on, Sean.
You
I
didn't
have
do
2.
any conspiring.
We
Wait,
expressed
let
our
me-
beliefs, Abby. We had a tiff about the spirits.
That's true. Okay, I can get more down there.
Don't worry, you'll get XP. We were playing more. We're only.
I
on
just
the
need
third-
2 more to level up my playbook, and I want it.
Okay.
And I
I'm trying to
won.
remember what Echo did.
Yeah, I didn't really do any deception or
You didn't even do
influence.
like
I did it all while I was information gathering.
It looks like you didn't roll any. You didn't roll any. Yeah. No. Okay. None for that. Okay. You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Sylph and I had a tiff about the spirits, and it established that conflict.
Yes, I will give you each an XP for that.
I bonded with sailors.
You did.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll definitely give you that for heritage.
I
And then-
expressed my background with the spirit wardens by doing all of the attunement and spirit bottle stuff.
Yes, I'll give you 1 for that.
Does me being a using the gondola also count? Do I get 2? 1 for bonding with sailors and 1 for gondola maneuvers.
The sweet gondola
No,
maneuvers.
I don't think so. I think those are kind of the...
But you did do the last one.
I did
juggle
struggle
with
from
issues
your
for my vice.
Yeah, exactly. So you get 1 for that, and the other 2 don't.
I should really get a trauma so I can struggle with that.
I know. I really want one.
Don't rush towards them. They'll come around soon enough, I'm sure. Okay. So that's all of that.
And then
Crew
through
advancement.
XP, we execute a successful sabotage, espionage, or theft.
Mm-hmm.
You did complete a theft.
Did we contend with challenges above our current station?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Bolster our crew's reputation, develop a new one?
Yes.
I will give you develop a new one because you will now be contractual.
Yes.
Yes.
Side note, professional.
I love
So
it.
make sure to change stuff.
We are so
I'm gonna put-
contractual.
Litigious. Professional litigious. And then, did we express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew?
Can we have inner conflict? Magic is good / bad.
No, I think we need to. I think we're getting there. You need to
Yeah.
get closer. You haven't decided on a goal for the crew,
No.
really.
Yeah.
other than
I
make money.
stated the goal.
Get
today.
money.
You did.
Get
money.
money.
I know, but that's
Our motto: F spirits get paid.
I think we're getting
Sylph
there.
is
I think
like,
we need to
"Love
play that up a
spirits,
little
get
bit more,
paid."
and then we can get XP for that.
Love spirits, love Raine. That's fine.
My motto: love revenge, love grist.
Blades in the Dark, otherwise known as Dating Simulator 2019.
Okay, well, good job, everyone.
Thanks.
Another heist
Sean's
down.
over it.
We've gotten better. Yes. I
Yeah,
think
we did
y'all
do
have,
better.
Y'all have gotten more successful. That's for sure. And I think we are taking a break because, of course, I think Wednesday's literally Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Isn't
Right.
that crazy?
So we will be taking a break for the holiday and be back the week after for another Blades in the Dark.
January
think-
6th, yeah.
The 8th.
The 8th?
Yes. The week of this. Because the week after Christmas is New Year's Day.
Oh, is it New Year's? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes, it is
yeah.
New Year's Day.
Yep.
Okay, never
So
mind.
we'll be
Sorry,
back
it's a
the
2-week.
8th.
Forgot
Yep.
about New Year's for some reason.
Yep.
We are going to be back, and it's going to be a new decade.
Isn't that crazy? I can't
Yeah,
believe
it's
it.
true. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Kenny, as always, for your lovely, lovely comments. I know Abby's been responding, but I do see them and I enjoy them great.
We all appreciate you. I'm just the talker.
I can't,
My internet
I
breaks.
can't. Yeah, the GM stuff is keeps you so distracted.
Yeah, you have a lot to do.
But we'll see y'all in a bit. Thank you very much. Have a good holiday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.